I'm taking care of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to figure it out so that way I can do it next time.
Hi, Billy.
Not
How's it
allowed.
going? Yee.
He is.
In the chat.
That's the way you said that, just out of context, which is cool. I love Belly, but the way that you said it was like, you know, when like you're about to eat food and you're like prepping your belly for it. You're like, hey Belly, how you doing?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well,
I got food.
Sometimes
like-
you do.
Jake's like, what do you mean? Yeah, me
You don't-
neither, man. Me neither.
I won't deny it. I talk to my belly.
What do you
Wow.
say to your belly other than, hey, you ready for food?
Hey, quiet down. Quiet down, guy. This is a serious moment. That's what I say to my belly sometimes when he's being a little rowdy, a little rambunctious.
Dude, I'm
You are
rambunctious.
rambunctious.
That's true.
Your face is rambunctious.
Yes.
How'd you know?
Hey, would each of you be so kind as to update your HP?
No.
Oh,
No,
snap.
yeah.
What is my
Yeah.
what even is our HP?
What's the HP?
Chat's like, who's a good belly? You are.
Who's your Billy?
Exactly. That's what I say to
Alright.
my belly.
Oh,
Bring up the doc and the
I'm trying to
humans.
remember how to update my HP. It's a command, isn't it?
You gotta
Yes.
whisper.
Whisper, whisper.
Gotta whisper it.
The whispered one.
My HP is something
How do
starting with a number.
whisper?
How do whisper?
I think I got it.
There's-
There we go.
Careless whisper.
There we go. Almost opened up my tax return from 2 years ago.
My HP is
Heyo!
Already done.
Subscription from F Skater.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We pogging off.
Prime subscription for the win.
I just scared myself.
Ooh.
Don't do it.
How did you scare yourself?
I opened up the wrong character sheet. It was like the blank one. So I just opened up the character sheet. It's completely blank. I'm like,
This being the second time Matt would have arrived to a stream without a character sheet.
You know, it's very
Hey.
difficult to erase an entire sheet of paper just like on a whim. Just saying.
I have always came with a character sheet. If it's filled out correctly, that's the difference. But
That's fair. That's fair. I'll grant you that.
I always come semi-prepared.
I remember we were planning a D&D night, and we everyone arrived, and we all decided to go to dinner. And Matt didn't make his character, so during dinner, Matt's making his character.
Matt walks in with a post-it note with his con modifier on it, like Master Chief. It's enough. 1d10 force damage. Thank you for the subscription.
Noise.
We got
noise,
Fox
noise.
bribing a guard up
So
there.
that is super cool. I like how we're up there.
Burp, burp, burp. Subscribe.
You can be monochrome and still be blue, 1d10 force damage says. That's true. In fact, this monochrome Zoth is green. So, like, I just realized this sprite needs that little update done to him. But we
Well,
went with
technically, if it's a Sprite, Sprite's whole branding is green. So.
well, we went with gray, chat, because I was able to just take the existing sprite and desaturate it. That's why we went with gray,
That's fair.
to avoid making wash redo
Also, Jake, I caught the joke.
his work. Cranberry sprite.
I
1d10.
figured other people might also catch the joke, but you know, sometimes joke just ain't funny.
I feel like 1d10. I feel like that's the title of like a modern pop interpretation of like the old classic Strawberry Wine song. Like the Gen Z version is like Cranberry Sprite.
I don't think
For
Gen Z
Gen
really
Z.
likes Cranberry Sprite. Like I definitely haven't heard people in my generation just go, you know what's awesome? Cranberry Sprite.
Well, Sprite is very much targeting their marketing towards Gen Z, so that's why I picked Gen Z. But it could be anybody. I mostly
Interesting.
just think Cranberry Sprite. It sounds like a great derivative of strawberry wine.
I don't think I've seen Sprite advertisements in general.
Really?
I have. For some
It's the
reason,
Uncola.
yeah, that's
Sprite.
not the
It's in the
tagline
game.
anymore. I remember Drake was in a couple Sprite ads for a while. That was a thing.
So just
Did you
the
watch
fact
this-
that you've seen more Sprite ads than any of us is a support for the fact that they're targeting their ads towards Gen
I guess
Z.
that's true. But well, yeah,
the
maybe.
thirst
I don't know.
mutilator 1d10 says.
If the bottle fits.
Let the
I'm just
bottle hit the
saying.
floor. Let the bottle hit the floor.
Let the bottles hit the floor.
My
Did any of
favorite
you-
interpretation of that lyric, because it's so like, okay, in my opinion, if you listen in a certain way, it can sound like little bunnies in the floor and not let the bodies hit the floor.
Oh.
And I think that's hilarious.
One of my favorite takes
Exactly.
is "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" and "It's Raining Men" are the same song told from wildly different perspectives.
I think that's fair.
Hallelujah.
It's raining men.
Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Did any of you watch the Super Bowl?
Sports ball.
I do.
Electrolytes 1d10. Electrolytes.
Did you like the halftime show, Jake?
I did. I really did, actually. I thought that, yeah, I don't know. It was just really good. It was simple, but it was nice, and it was artists that I actually wanted to see. Which
Just a heads up, everyone can see our faces.
Whoa!
Whoa.
I
Hey,
want to
everybody.
see your face.
How you doing? Feeling good? Feeling dreamy?
Feeling
And I'm just
great.
as fine
Ready
as
for an
Frogger.
exciting adventure?
I'm feeling
Yeah.
dungeoned and dragoned.
Ooh.
I'm feeling Dungeons and a Dragon.
I'm feeling Dragon and Dungeons.
I don't really feel anything.
Just one dragon, though.
Yeah.
Dungeon and dragon.
Yeah.
I've become numb.
It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes it's just Dungeon and Dragon.
Just
I can't
sometimes
feel
it's
you
just
there.
dragon, or sometimes it's dungeon. You know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's just "and."
Look, if you
Dragon-
can't handle me at my dungeon, you don't deserve me at my dragon. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
Dang.
You know, that really dungeons my dragon.
Oof.
Dang.
I like that.
How
Chat,
could you
it's
have done
so
this
good
to
to
me?
see you. I feel like it's been longer than it actually has. Like I just miss D&D when we don't.
Mm.
We hope everyone had a great Singles Awareness Day, a great Saint Valentine's Day, just a lovely time last Monday.
A great Hallmark card
See,
day.
Yeah, Hallmark Day.
is it? I find it incredibly ironic that Singles Awareness Day becomes the acronym SAD.
Oh,
I don't think it's ironic. I think it's correct.
Owlin, where you dragging that dungeon?
The big ado- oof.
I'm dragging it somewhere. I actually have my D&D shirt on
Ooh,
today.
I like it.
So
Heck yeah.
Owlin and his
you.
big
Very
beefy
nice.
dungeon.
I don't.
Just as a reminder, since they're still fairly new, chat, you've got some new spells available to you. You're at level 2, and that means you get some new things and some new spell slots. If you want to check
Yes.
out what your spells are, exclamation mark spells in the chat will pull up your spell book, and you can
Ooh, they
take a
got some
look
fun
at it.
spells.
it doesn't just help you with spelling. It helps you with casting spells.
That's right.
Hey, I know how to spell.
He knows how to
too.
spell, chat. Chat, he knows.
There's at least one L
See,
in the word
someone just
spell.
pulled up the spell book. There it is. Boom.
Ooh.
Check that out. So cantrips have a cooldown. Level 1 spells have slots. And when you level up again, you know, with your cheers, your bits, your wingle digits, when you level up, the people who are in our Discord get a chance to pick what the next spells will be, and confuse
Very
my
nice.
camera's autofocus when I block my face with my hand. But besides that, good things happen. So yeah. Anyway, and use exclamation mark spells again to dismiss that prompt whenever you want. If not,
Or don't.
Trevor's gonna just
Or
climb
don't.
out of the floorboards
sorry.
and type it on your keyboard and dismiss it.
Seems
So-
legit.
Yeah.
so that's how that works.
Spells.
Spells. Indeed.
As a mod, Trevor has the responsibility of simultaneously being underneath all of our viewers' floorboards,
Yeah.
That's right.
which
All at the same time.
is like
Always watching.
That's the actual responsibilities of a Twitch mod, is to just be underneath the floorboards.
you have to have experience as a horror
You know what?
movie monster.
I'm sorry. Can
as a
we just
boogeyman,
like?
But
I feel like we should stop this bit here.
Just end this bit here before we get a terms of service violation. That's fair. Should we should we play some Dungeons and Dargons? Should we do it?
I think
D&D, we
real
should.
quick before I move on, I would like to add the word allegedly before everything that we just said. Anyway, go on.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, Trevor's beneath everyone's floorboard. We can go back and do that in post. They won't know.
Okay. Okay.
Nobody
sweet.
will know.
Great.
All right. Let's start off with a little recap. It's been a week. Previously, at the Wing Badger Tavern. After a choker invaded their makeshift campsite in a cavern deep in the Underdark, Our 4 heroes broke camp and set off northward for the city of Tumbleweb and the potential dark site hidden beneath. Not long after, they found their way impeded. Not, it turns out, by natural means, as a drow scouting party ambushed them. Thinking they had seized employees of the Brightworld Company, the drow brought the party back to a war camp and temporarily jailed them. However, with the help of the Myconid and his rapport spores, drow captain Bastion Stonespear was soon convinced of their friendly intent and agreed to an exchange of information. It was during this exchange that he informed the party of a somewhat treacherous alternate way to cross the final 60 miles to Tumbleweb, one that would cost several days extra but would guarantee that the Brightworld Company would not find them on the road. This way was called Kiven's Hunt. Though none of the drow in the war camp had ever seen or met Kiven personally, he was known to be a fierce, intelligent being, monster, something, who they think may even be amenable to tribute of some kind. In the words of Captain Stonespear, Kiven rarely gets the opportunity at fresh meat, so the tribute would need to be substantial. At the same time, Fox, who had wandered off for a moment of peace, instead was horrified to discover bits of damaged merfolk floating down the river next to the camp. Ya the Myconid helped calm his emotions, and Fox told Ya of the incredible art and culture of the merfolk. Entranced by the idea, Ya asks Fox to take him to see all the colors one day. Their separate conversations concluded, the party take the opportunity to rest easy at a camp with actual defenses, doing a bit of gambling, having Sledge the blacksmith make some tools and armor, and just generally resting for the night. As the third watch comes to a close, you awaken in your lean-to, ramshackle sort of canvas sleeping quarters and begin your day.
Very nice.
Do we want to do intros?
Yeah, we should probably do intros.
That's a good idea.
All right, I guess I start?
Yeah.
Since I'm on the left.
Matt,
All right.
Wash, Jake,
Go for
Trevor.
it.
Hello! Matt and I play Fox the Rogue Changeling. That's it.
I'm Rush, and I'm the permit, and I know one more minute. And it's just really good. It's like the guns and stuff.
What?
Jake?
I don't know how I can follow that up. I mean, I'm Alan Greer. I am played by Jacob Muff. Jake, what am I saying? I'm Jake. I'm Jake, and I play Alan Woodrear, the Azavar Barbarian. I don't know why I felt the need to give my full legal name and
Quick, write it down.
The yawns threw me off. Anyway, all right, go ahead, Zoth.
Hi, I'm Trevor, not Zoth. I play Zoth. I'm the official voice actor of Zoth.
Wow.
He is an
Official.
orc. Official, yes. He is an orc cleric, and yeah. Back to Josh.
And I'm Josh, your Wing Badger Game Master. We're going to take a second to collect ourselves, and we'll come back fresh here. Enjoy this little intro first.
Sinir, Gontaeus, Kotix, Awara. Long ago, the four ancients created a world in harmony. Then, everything changed when the chat emped magic. Only Kelnor, master of good vibes, could stop them, but when the world needed him most, he vanished. 2 years have passed, and four adventurers have discovered a conspiracy, a company selling magic. And although their roleplay is great, they have a lot of XP to earn before they're ready to save anyone. But I believe they can save the world.
All right, let's try this one more time. shall we? Let's just start fresh, clean slate. We're gonna start the game. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons. So as I said, as the third watch comes to a close, and the closest equivalent to morning as you can get in a land that is entirely cave kind of dawns upon you. You can hear the general sounds of the camp kind of picking up for the morning, and you, in fact, awaken. What will you do?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I think that's the best I've slept in a while.
It is the first time in seemingly a long time that we've slept somewhere where people would normally sleep, like meant to sleep.
I don't know. I mean, back at Dig Site 6, at least we got beds. This little.
Why are you all up at this hour? Trying to sleep.
Fox, man, we gotta get going. We got a long journey ahead of us, man.
You don't know what time it is. It could be midnight.
You don't know what time it is either, man.
That's why I'm sleeping.
Well, it is interesting that you mentioned at this hour, because if you do not know the hour, it does not make sense for you to question why we would be doing anything at this hour.
Don't be smart with me, okay? I just want to sleep.
Jeb is over at the cart, giving pets, and saying his goodbye to the four-wheeled contraption that carried him. Not the animals, to the cart itself. He's just like, I'm sorry. I'm really gonna miss you. You were cushy on my bottom, and I really appreciated that. And you're gonna be
all right. I'll get out of bed.
And I'm gonna miss you, old friend. He gives the side of the wheel a pat.
Is yeah
As you
awake?
turn away from the cart, the two deep rote are staring at you, looking scandalized. Like,
Jeb just shrugs.
Is yeah awake?
yeah, the Myconid is awake. He is seated next to his little pot, cross-legged, and he seems to be doing some kind of trance or meditation.
Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, waves to you, but does not send any spores up to communicate.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're vibing right now. I'll leave you alone.
You get a sort of planty equivalent of a thumbs up.
Nice.
Could I pull a just like a commoner, a soldier nearby and chat for a little bit, for just like a minute?
Sure. How do you hail them?
Hail, soldier. Hey, you. Hey, but no. Dang it. Hey, ma'am, sorry. Oh, excuse me, sir,
Jeb.
sir.
Yeah. What can I do for you?
We're going to we're going to Kiven's hunt. I know.
You're going to Kiven's hunt?
know.
A little small guy like you?
I'm big on the inside.
I am also going to Kiven's hunt. I am large on the outside and small on the inside, so it kind of works
That's
out.
true. It's like we're complementary to each other. By the way, Alan, you look fantabulous today. Anyway, Kiven's hunt.
Thank you. Alan brushes back his hair.
It's a mane. I mean, I've just got this short stuff everywhere. Anyway, Kiven's hunt. Do you know anything about the terrain there? Is there any? Somebody was supposed to show us the general direction of the path to take, but do you know is there any word around of something that we might bump into while we're there? I mean, obviously Kiven, but
No, we sent a couple scouts out that way, but they never came back.
I mean, but did they really? Because I mean, people always say that, and I get that, when the little ones stay up at night, just stay away, get spooked, not go out to Kiven's hunt. But did you really send
Do you see any?
hey, 3 scouts, go to this dangerous place, and then they just never came back?
Well, no, technically we sent an entire war party to carry a couple messages north to Tumbleweb, and none of them came back. I was trying to make it easier for you.
Oh, dang.
But I'm sure you'll be fine. You said you're big on the inside, right? You'll be good.
Well,
Jeb, should we talk about this, Jeb? Should we?
Yeah, man.
Should
I was
we do
gonna
a team
say
huddle real quick?
Team huddle, yeah.
I personally still believe this may be the best route. I know it is entirely risky, but if there is that small chance that we simply run into nobody,
Soft, get over here.
especially
I'm over
if, especially
Get in
if
the circle.
I'm in the circle. Sorry.
especially if Kiven is already satisfied with his kill of these 2 scouts that were just sent out. This might be the perfect timing.
Hey, I think we should talk about what we're gonna tribute,
All right,
guys.
and then Jeb turns to the deep rote. I think you guys are coming along with us.
Oh, I think that's totally the right move. As much as it saddens me to say, This may be the easiest
I
solution.
mean, then we get to ride the cart for a little while.
Well, not necessarily the cart. I would say possibly, well...
Your cart
that is an
won't
interesting
cross
thought.
that terrain very easily. You look up and the soldier you were talking to is just in your huddle. Like nobody checked. To see if it was there or not. Your cart's not going to be able to cross that terrain. You might be able to get one or two of the rote with you, but I mean, you're mostly. And he points across the river to the like field of stalagmites that Fox was in the previous evening. He's like, you're gonna have to go through those. It's on the other end of those. There's like a little kind of like a winding crevice through one of the cave walls, and then it comes out into the route through Kiven's Hunt.
All right.
Would it be bad for me to just change the texture of the ground?
Like high resolution or something.
You can do? Download HD textures.
I
Dude, I got this new
shaders.
texture pack.
I can cast the spell a mold earth.
Oh yeah, I could do that too.
Oh.
Can you do that?
I can do that.
Whoa.
You guys can cast spells down here.
You had some of the key lime juice the other day, right?
Yeah,
That was me.
but you're still here. Like you weren't the key lime juice. It was juice.
Yeah, and I made it. I made it
Tankard.
with magic. I didn't pour it out my nose or anything.
You sure you didn't make it with key limes? Because like that's how most people make key lime
Did you
juice.
see any key limes down here?
You trying to pull one over on me?
No, he is simply
I don't think
doing
he's
a
tall
poor
enough for
job
that.
of explaining what he means. However, yes, these two can use magic down here, but only using other items that seem to be magically infused.
I'm gonna add a die
However,
to the tension.
that is besides the point. What we are asking, what are we asking?
We're done asking. I think we got our tribute, and I think we have
Oh,
the
okay.
direction that we need to go. So I say if there's any
What
last
are we
minute.
doing about the wiggle digits?
Oh, Owlin's.
We can't cart them.
Alan's
Yes,
grabbing
I am backpacking the Wingle digits. It will affect my mobility and my stealth.
Indeed.
However, if we have a tribute ready for for Kiven, I believe that this will not be a giant issue.
to be
think we
clear,
also
let's
need-
talk mechanics for just a half second about this crate of Wingle digits. This half full crate
Yeah.
of
It's
Wingle digits.
for the new show within a show.
That's
Let's
right.
talk mechanics with Josh.
We're-
Talking about mechanics who work on cars, talking about D&D mechanics.
All right,
in the
that's a
game
great
of
intro,
D&D.
buddy. Let's get into the material of the show here.
Yeah, they
the
work on
content.
D&D
So,
instead of cars.
the crate of Wingle digits, it's half full, so it's not overwhelmingly heavy, but it is, it's wider than shoulder width apart, and it has to be, you're gonna have to use your hands to carry it. It's not something you can like strap to your back because of the weight shifting around and stuff. The crate gives you disadvantage on stealth checks, and it prevents you from taking the dash action. To set the crate down gently isn't a full action, but it will take your reaction from the turn. Basically, for that turn, you're focused more on keeping the crate secure and safe than you are on the fight happening around you. And to drop it is a free action. Now, it's heavy enough that if you drop it, there's a chance the wood will break. So the way that I'll handle that is I rolled 3d10 to figure out how many hit points it has. It has 23 hit points. Every time you drop it, it takes 1d6 fall damage.
Okay.
When the box is at 6 hit points or lower, then it's a full action to set it down gently. Basically, it's just so close to breaking that like you have to take the full action to set it down. And that is all the details about that. I'm just stating those mechanics so that chat can
Sure.
help keep you honest because you're in charge of
I
tracking the money.
have a
reminds
question for
me,
the DM, a mechanics question for the DM, and I don't want this to get too
Okay,
boring.
while we're in this
If
show, let's
if
do
it
it.
says if you think it's too boring, we'll just say pass and move on. All right. But to my understanding, there's only 56 Wingle digits in this thing. After what they scooped out, this is 10 Wingle digits. Do we need this crate? Can we just pull these little sacks out and like divvy them up between the four of us, and just not?
You could absolutely pull them out and divvy them amongst yourselves. Yes.
That would be
Yeah, let's
much
do that,
easier.
boys.
Yeah.
let's do that.
I believe that is a much simpler idea for transporting these.
And what's the total?
There's 56 in there.
And they're in stacks
Divided
of
by
10.
4.
Like the bags are of 10,
Yeah.
so it makes most
Okay.
sense to leave them in.
So y'all,
It'll be 5.
Jeb like
14 each.
tosses each of them a stack of 10, and I'll just keep the rest on me.
Uh-oh.
That's like a stack and a half, basically,
Yeah.
that Jeb's carrying.
It's like 2.5 stacks.
And these are small. They're like coin purse size, so you can just clip that to your belt or whatever.
Yeah, he's just
Okay.
toss them in the bottom of his bag.
That's okay.
You notice that a couple of the soldiers have stopped to like watch you divvy out wingle digits amongst yourselves.
You get a wingle digit, and you get a wingle digit, and you get a wingle digit.
I also want you
get a
guys to
wingle
be
digit.
prepared in case, but if in the event that they're not enough as a tribute, we might have to offer up some wingle digits.
I don't it. It strikes me that Coven, is that his name?
Kiven.
Craven?
Kiven.
Craven the Hunter from Spider-Man? No, it strikes me that Kiven may not want money as tribute. It seems as though he or she or they wants something different, such as an animal to eat or something
They're
like
a
that.
hungry
Well,
boy.
I mean-
But if
That's
Kiven
what
has
I
money,
believe.
he can buy animals.
I don't believe Kiven uses currency.
Well,
often.
I think
That's-
the captain mentioned something about wingle digits or gold or something like that. So it's possible this is an intelligent creature. I don't know, but in either case, we have some
Okay.
here, and we've got the deep rotés, so we can we've got both of those bases covered.
All
This
right.
is true.
So this is our plan then.
Yep. And Jeb
Yes.
checks the
All right.
the silvered knife in his pouch and just like make
I'm
sure.
gonna
it's
look over at
strapped on
Yeah
okay.
and see if he's done.
Yeah is now standing next to the pot. He appears to have finished his meditation, and he's just kind of lounging. He's like looking around, basically just taking in all of the sights of the war camp.
I'll
we
come
figured out our
over.
plan.
I'll come over and
ahead.
strap the pot up.
As
onto
you
my
do
back.
that, he floats up a couple of the spores of communication, so all four of you can now talk to him again.
Hey man, what was that? You good? Everything good?
Oh yes, I am well. I was merely starting my day with a trance. It is similar to vibing.
Nice. Was it calming?
What?
Was it calming?
Oh yes, it is a very good way to center the day and I basically re-experience much of the knowledge that I have gained recently. This was a particularly enjoyable trance because I was rewatching my mental image and my guesses of what the different colors of the merfolk city of Nauteri look like, because Fox was kind enough to tell me all about them yesterday.
Foxman, you been to the Merfolk City?
So I'm just gonna make sure my gear's set up. Everybody ready? Everybody good?
Before we move on from that subject, I find this to be extremely interesting that you're able to re-experience your thoughts and your experiences of the previous day. Is this something that can be taught to non-Myconids?
I have no idea. I am willing to try.
I would greatly appreciate that. I would love to be able to re-experience my own thoughts. It would very much help in my scientific analysis of situations.
I
Have you
would be
ever
glad
tried
to try and teach
meditation?
you. How about next time we make camp, I will attempt to show you what we do.
That sounds perfect.
Great.
All right, guys, I got the roté unhitched. You guys ready to go?
Got my 2 knives.
Let's go, man.
Second die in the tension pool.
Single digits. I think I'm good. I'm good.
Let's do it.
I'm assuming you guys have a hearty breakfast at the war camp to solve your ration problem for the day,
Oh, yeah.
and then make your way out of camp. So you head over to the river. The first challenge is, can you convince the Rote to cross the river? Are you bringing one or two of them with you?
Both.
2.
I would-
Okay. Then someone needs to roll animal handling to convince them to go.
I will
Okay,
help.
Zothkug.
You got it, Zoth.
I've been doing it, and I will continue
I also
to do it.
can. I'll
You can
should
try
I-
one.
Is it helping or
Can
okay,
I-
try one? Cool.
Could I have? Hey, yeah,
I'll just
man.
watch
Can you
the
float
show.
a spore over to this one? And I point to the Rote.
Yeah, just floats up a couple more spores.
Hey, man, can you cross this river with us?
Yeah, I don't want to cross a river. There's water in there.
Yeah, it's fine. We
God,
can wade
dude,
through
what
it.
if I
You can
drown?
stand.
What if
You
I
won't drown. I promise. I won't
Nah,
let you
dude,
drown,
It
man.
looks really deep. I don't really
It's
want
not that deep. It's not
As
that
is
deep.
demonstrated by myself walking through the water, it is not that deep.
It's about waist deep on you, Alan.
Yes, this is clearly not enough to sweep you away.
No, that's
Good
really
rough
deep.
road
I
there.
don't think I can.
It's not that deep, man.
I
I
got a
believe in
13.
you.
I don't
think
like
you can
water.
do this.
Go ahead and roll.
like
Zothug, roll.
Is this animal handling or persuasion
Yes.
now?
Animal handling.
Okay. Oh,
I'm just
oh
watching.
22.
Oh, let's go.
The one is still telling Alan like that still looks really deep, and the other one like kind of casually like tries it, like puts one little like hoof in the water, and when he doesn't immediately sweep away, he puts two in, and now he's like down to his elbows basically. And he goes, "Oh, okay," and he like walks across it, no big deal. Gets to the other side with the stalagmites, and he looks at you like, "How am I supposed to get around these pointy things? Like they look sharp."
Yeah,
the other
you just,
one.
Okay. Sorry.
The other one is still looking at Alan like that's too deep, man. I can't do that.
As
man.
has been demonstrated by your companion, it is quite crossable.
Go ahead and roll with advantage because you're using another Rothe as the example. Also, chat. Hi, bestie.
Bestie.
Let's go. I got a 15.
15. He looks at you, and the Rothe stares daggers at you as it slowly and tentatively puts a hoof in the water, and then it like the ground isn't where it thinks it is, so it like sinks into its elbow, and it like whoa, and like jumps back a little bit, and it goes. And it like sprints across the river, like splash, 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 sploosh. These huge noises and plumes of water shoot up in the air. You are totally drenched, Alan, like head to toe, covered in water. As this thing like
That's
sprints
okay.
across to the other side. The one is still looking at Zothkug, like those things look really sharp. And this one just bowls two of them over as it like sprints out of the water, it like cracks through the rocks, like boom, 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 and like gets under the water on the other side. And it turns around and it's like shivering and shaking from the water, and it shakes itself like a dog, and it's like huge like oxen fur and mane like flying around water, shooting everywhere. So now Zothkug is also drenched head to toe in water, and it finally like lays down on the ground, is like, whew, that was a lot of travel for one day, man. The other one is still looking at Zothkug like, those look really sharp.
Hey man, it's Josh. Is there enough space for them to walk around and through them?
They could squeeze between them, but it would be delicate work. Like they,
Okay.
they're gonna have to. It'll slow you down a bit, and they're gonna have to like really place their hooves as they walk.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, hey man, it's fine. We can go around them. Like, it'll be okay, man.
What do you mean around them? It's right here on the bank. He like gestures with his big old snout.
I meant like we can go around each one individually and go through them.
Oh, okay. Show me where to step. I'll try it.
I'm gonna lead him to the largest open like gap between the two that I can find.
Okay. Yeah, you do that, and it's slow going, but you get this one out of the water, and he's like, all right, I think I can do this. It's just like really, I mean, it's terrifyingly slow pace, you know, but he's at least moving. The one that's
Is the other one still chilling?
yeah, he's like laying down on the ground, like, wow, that was a lot of travel. I'm glad that we were able to make it so far in the first day. He's like done for the day.
Alan's
big
gonna come up to that one. Are the communication spores
Yeah.
still up? Okay. Hello. Thank you so much for crossing the river. That was very, very brave of you.
It was terrifying.
I appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty. I do believe we have farther yet to go today. And while it will be slow going, it will not be nearly as difficult as or terrifying as the wading through the water.
No more
was.
water.
No, not as far as I know. No.
Well, if you want to go ahead and feed me dinner, I guess I can walk through the night.
Good. This works well.
So I'm gonna try to help,
Okay.
even though he's already done it, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, man, you were pretty cool when you ran through that water. You know, it'd be cooler if you kept going."
What's your roll?
Rolled in that one.
Roll it again.
That's a 5.
All right.
Oh
no.
Like, man, it was pretty cool. I think probably that's like several dinners worth of cool, man. You got like 3 or 4 dinners I can eat before I can keep going here. I'm pretty worn out. Because he makes a good point. Like it was pretty cool, and cool. I mean, cool comes at a cost. I'm a business rote myself.
Well, Alan will well, what do you mean by dinners? Like,
like food. You guys eat dinner, don't you?
Well, yes.
So Jeb walks up with a handful of dirt, and offers it to the deep rote. He has flavored it with prestidigitation to like be like grass and fodder and stuff.
Is that healthy? Is that...
The Rothe leans down towards it, and then when he hears Fox ask, "Is that healthy?" he looks up at you like, "Is it?"
Yeah.
Deception.
Well, he seems like a trustworthy guy.
He does live
It's,
down here.
it's traditional dirt cuisine.
I rolled a 22 to assist. He's trustworthy.
What did you
He saved my life.
Oh, I didn't know I was rolling. What am I rolling?
Deception.
Oh,
Just to
deception.
tell him that dirt is healthy for him.
Not good. 11.
But with a 22.
But with the 22 to assist, he sniffs it, and most of the dirt is like out of your hand because he's a bull. So he like sniffs, and most of it just goes up his snout, and he like,
It's good, right?
it's all right. It could use a little more flavor to it. Maybe do you have anything? Do you have anything like smoked? They always at Dig Site 6. They always smoked the food.
And Jeb
first.
walks off around behind one of the stalagmites and scoops up some more dirt and flavors it, and then brings it back around. Yep, we got your Cajun smoked flavor over here on this one.
He takes it, he eats it, he's satisfied. We'll assume you do this 2 more times to convince him that he's had 4 meals. Then he stands up and he's like, today's going pretty well with business, if you know what I'm
This
saying.
one's teriyaki.
Business is good.
I don't. Alan, when he says like, if you know what I'm saying, Alan will off the side be like, I don't know what he's saying. Follow me. I will guide you through the stalagmites, and Alan will because Alan is probably being a big guy, he's probably gonna take the similar paths that the Deep Rote actually would. So
Got it. Yeah. So you're like picking your way around and kind of showing him where to go.
And I will.
Let's bring
I'll
up the
stay
rear.
up front
The
with
road
Alan
looks-
and do the mold earth on the ground to help smooth
Got
things
it.
out.
The Rote looks over at Fox as Alan walks off to show him where to go, and it just winks, shakes its shoulders once, and just plows at a steady pace through the stalagmites. So you're like moving and picking out your steps and being kind of stealthy and methodical about it. And behind you just hear as this thing just smashes its way through stalagmites. It's all it's got those beefy ox shoulders up front. So it just merges. It's linebackering its way through, bam, bam. Just
Now
smashes
that's
its way
an
through the rock.
awesome rotate.
Does it pass me and mine? Like we're delicately moving through, and then
Picking and it's fairly quiet. Yours is being fairly stealthy, and then you just hear ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom as it walks past you. Fox yells, "That's a cool rote!" It turns around and bing, winks at you. Keeps plodding on towards the thing.
I turn to mine and I say, "Hey man, I think we have a clearer path here."
Well, you don't want me to.
Yeah, I would say Alan will get behind his Rothe now because he doesn't have to. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so you guys all just basically walk in the wake of the first Rothe, and it makes you a decent path for approximately half a mile until you get to the other end of the stalagmite field, and you go ahead, Wash, Jebediah.
Walk in the Wake of the First Rote is another book of the Jebediah Peppermint Chronicles.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to add a third die to the tension pool for the passage of time here. You make it to the other side of this stalagmite field and back to the cave wall. And sure enough, inset in the cave wall is the kind of crevice, thin, naturally occurring tunnel that connects this cavern to the next one. The tunnel is like 7 feet wide at its widest point.
Guessing not big enough for the rotate.
The rote they are like 10 feet-ish wide at their biggest
Oh,
point.
no.
They're size large creatures.
Ooh.
Wait, Alan is like thinking back. Did we know about this tunnel? Did we?
Yes, you were
Was this something
told.
that
You
we
were told
were
by
told
the
of?
soldier who spoke with Jebediah.
Did we know the size of it? Did we know that the deep rote were not likely to make it?
It was
through?
called a crevice.
A wide crevice.
Tension pool +1 from the chat.
Grub bug.
Grub bug.
The
is
tension mounts
standby
as
for
you
that.
stand at the the crevice, wondering if you had been told it was a crevice.
If I look down the crevice, about how like is this just a narrow opening? Does it widen up when like the further it gets in, or like?
It goes about 10 feet ahead, and then it curves to the left, and you can't see past the curve without going.
I'll walk in.
How much of the
Okay. You walk in, and as you look around that first curve, it stretches maybe another few feet before it turns one more time. So it's like a S shape almost.
Like an S,
And then
yeah.
it comes out on the other end from there. It widens into the next cavern.
And about how
So it's just like a
how long of a distance is that?
linear, or if you were to actually walk down the whole crevice. Like, are you going to try and stone shape it?
Well, that's an idea. I was just like,
No, thanks,
I was
DM.
thinking if we needed to move the rotate through with magic, could I do it in like a couple minutes or like a minute?
Oh yeah, you could totally do it in a minute. It's if you're walking down the path at like a normal walking pace, we're still only talking about maybe 2 minutes of travel time. It's a winding crevice, but not a very long one.
Gotcha. I mean, we could stone shape this thing, guys. What you got,
Yeah.
Zoth?
I don't see why not.
Would that be like easily doable?
Yeah, I mean,
And Zoth had a DM question. What's up, Zoth?
how much of the rotate's width is just like hair and fur?
Good question.
of it.
I guess I'll roll.
All 10 feet of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a d10 to figure out how much of it
it's
is.
like a cat. It just like
It turned
You know
out
what? A d10 is not the right way to do this because you could end up with like 2% meat.
it's a really lean
That's not
rotate.
going to be a very good offering.
I'm gonna flip a coin to determine if 1 or 2 of its 10 feet is hair. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Call it heads or tails is 2.
Tails.
Heads.
You both said it. Who do I? Ooh, random encounter redeemed by the chat.
No.
It was tails, so it's 2 feet. You could probably squish it through the cavern, but it would be slow going. As you're sitting there thinking about what to do, Fox, you're at the back of the group, so you're the first one
Right.
to hear kind of like a skittering noise across the cave wall above you. All of you notice it in time that there's no surprise attack as a swarm of spiders comes rushing down the wall towards you.
Oh no.
The
Oh no.
spiders
Not
are
again.
probably disturbed by the tectonic shaking of a bull smashing the rocks are on their way down.
Their
and they're-
webs felt the vibrations of
yeah,
that.
it's a big old swarm of them, and I will go ahead and give you guys 60 seconds to talk tactics.
All right, fellas.
Begone, spiders.
Which
Begone.
of the 2 deep rotate look healthier? Because I can guarantee we can bring 1 with us, and if we leave 1 behind, that'll keep the spiders off our backs.
Well, are we in that much of a time crunch? I do believe we may simply not have to sacrifice one of them and just kill the
Well,
spiders.
Let's just
I
burn
will
them all
keep
with
it in my
fire.
pocket then, but just know I can reduce one of these guys down to a small size, and we'll just carry him with us.
Okay, that is a plan if we are not able to defeat the spiders in a timely manner. Fox, you mentioned burning them with fire. Do you
Yes.
have fire available, readily available?
I could create one.
That
It would take a little bit of time.
I can light a fire really easily if you can build a.
Well,
if you can build
Jebediah,
it.
Weird flex, but okay.
I keep matches
I am
on
good
me.
at lighting
It's- I'm
fires.
old.
15 seconds.
let me see if I have a torch. Inventory.
10 seconds.
Here, Jeb. I got a torch.
I do have a torch.
All right, prestidigitation.
Which type of Wingle Digit
It's on
cipher
fire.
do we have again?
We're gonna begin with Fox in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Fox. What you doing?
Did you like mine, Jeb?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, get back, stay away. No,
Just
no,
kind
no,
of waving defensively at them with the torch.
Yeah.
Cool.
If they start getting me towards the ground, I'm pointing it at the ground. You know. I'm
Okay.
like,
Great. What about you?
I'm trying to cinch
Jedediah?
one of them.
What you doing?
I am going to hold a frostbite for one of the spiders if they approach.
Okay.
Is this a normal sized?
Yeah, it's a
spider
swarm of normal-sized spiders. There's maybe
it's like a
100
crap
or
ton of
200 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun.
okay.
Yep.
Alan-
Wait.
Oh,
Sorry, I just want to clarify. When we say normal-sized spiders, are we talking like like little tiny wolf spider normal-sized spider? Or are we talking like tarantulas normal-sized spider?
We're talking like Australian wolf spiders, like the big
Ah,
old like
frick.
beefy ones.
so those are not normal sized
I
spiders.
mean, they're normal. They're just like they're still scary.
They're they're big normal.
Yeah, they're dinner plate size.
Normal fantasy spiders.
Having reached 10
yeah.
seconds, we'll take the defend action or the dodge action for Alan for the turn. And
Wait, no, I didn't know it was my turn to talk.
I said,
Uh,
what
you
you
didn't
doing?
say my name.
I did.
No, you
Zofka,
didn't.
what you doing?
That's dumb.
I'm gonna try like hurrying the rotates and trying to squeeze them through.
Okay, so you're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Go ahead and roll animal handling for me to see if you can persuade them to like push forward.
14.
Roll it with advantage. They're working with
Oh,
you. Yeah, sure.
okay.
You do at 14's enough. So the first one like kind of squeezes its head and shoulders into the gap. It begins making some space. The spiders come skittering down towards you. They see the fire and kind of back away from the fire, and several of them leap towards Jebediah Peppermint, triggering his held frostbite spell. Go ahead, Jeb. Do they roll a save or do you roll to hit?
They roll a con save.
They fail it. What happens to them?
They take some damage.
Indeed. How much damage?
How much damage?
So I looked up.
They take.
I looked up Australian wolf spider, and I do not like it.
Just
Just
1d6.
pointing that out.
They fight
1d6.
4 cold damage.
4 cold damage, absolutely. The 4 of the spiders are kind of frozen and left, or yeah, 4 spiders frozen, sad.
Oh,
dead
they're
spiders.
cute.
Rip them. You guys have 60 seconds to talk tactics if you need all 60.
I will be continuing to escort.
How's it going over there,
rotate.
Zoth?
I'm continuing.
Got
Is
a,
everyone
What?
good? You guys ready to just enter combat again?
I mean, I thought I never. I think Zoth didn't hear what Jeb
yeah, I
said.
said, how's,
What'd you say,
how's,
Jeb?
how's it going? Like, are you able to make some progress?
Yeah, man, they're going strong.
Alan will. Yeah, I mean, Alan's gonna actually try to strike the spiders with fire now, as opposed to stand there.
Cool.
But yeah, cool.
We're coordinated, guys.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we're so good.
We're going to go ahead and launch right into combat here then. Let's just start at Fox. You're still waving a torch. None of them have approached you because you're waving a torch at them. What do?
I'm gonna try to put my back to Zoth and try to back in with him.
Okay.
Try to like keep it away from the group.
Got it. That works. Jebediah, what are you doing? Got 10 lovely
Gonna
seconds.
twist a barrel on the blunderbuss over to mold earth and just start causing really difficult terrain in front of us, like, and kind of
very
make
cool.
like an arched perimeter around the front of us to keep them off of us.
Great. So like as the Rothe go in, you're going to make the ground behind you in this
Yeah,
crevice really
I
hard.
imagine we're kind of like flanked around behind the rote, and Zoth is kind of pushing them in, and we're just kind of like taking up the back.
That's exactly right. Yep. Very cool.
And to adjust for that, Alan is gonna do what Fox is also doing.
Okay.
Then instead of striking the spiders, just gonna like defensively keep them off of Zoth's back and Jeb's back.
Jebediah, what
And Jeb's
range is mold earth? Like how much ground do you mold?
It's within 10 feet, and I can believe I can.
That's the whole width of the crevice.
No,
so
I'm
don't worry
sorry.
about
It's well, I can cast this within 30 feet, and I can do a 5-foot cube.
it. Okay, cool. And so that brings us to Alan. You're doing what Fox is doing, you said?
Yep, I just
Okay,
said
great.
that.
Yep, so you're there basically preparing an action to hit if spiders come after you. And Zothkug, what are you doing? You're still
Moving
just
them
kinda
more.
Moving them forward? Great. So
Guiding
you're
them.
are you in front of the Rothe or are you behind them kind of pushing them forwards?
I'd be in front trying to guide them.
Okay, I'm going to roll to see how much ground they cover. They cover 5 feet, squeezing through, trying to get where they're going. The first Rothe is now the whole way in the tunnel, and you guys are with the second one at the back. The spiders are going to attack each of you. They've got the numbers to spare here. Got a 11 and a 13 for Fox and Jebediah. Fox 11, Jebediah 13. Are either of you hit?
I'm
I
not.
am.
Okay, you're hit. You take 4 points of damage as spiders kind of like a bite all up and down your fur. They also have triggered your attack, Fox. Go ahead and use it. Alan, I'll trigger
got you.
yours for the other 2 of you who are attacked.
Cool.
So what's the damage of a torch?
It would be a d6 of fire damage.
Okay. I rolled. Let's see. I rolled 11 to hit.
You hit them.
All right, and I did 2 damage.
2 of them.
Ooh.
2 spiders get singed and burnt and sad. Now another chunk of them attacks Alan Wadrir and Zothkug Hibab. They're gonna roll to hit. Alan, go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh, are
and-
they in
and
front of me
damage.
too?
No, you're still pushing the Rothe forward. You're at the back, so the spiders are coming from behind you.
Okay.
No. Wait.
Yes.
You mean the front?
Yeah, he said he was in front of him, guiding him.
I just asked him in the beginning of this round. I said, so you're behind him,
And he-
like egging him on, right?
Nope. He said he
said
was
I
in
was
front
in
of him, guiding him.
Oh, okay. Then you're fine. It's only Alan who's attacked.
I got a 10.
Okay. 10.
Confusion.
Sure, go ahead and hit him.
Okay.
They're right next to you, so it can't be that hard to hit.
4 fire damage.
All right, 4 more of them singed, and the ones who attack Alan, they rolled an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah. 3 points of damage as some spiders skitter up and down your arms and bite you. Do you guys need the time to
Ouchie.
talk tactics between rounds, or are we going to keep going as we push the
We
Rothe
just gotta
through?
We're all good,
Logging.
right?
keeping him moving.
Does-
Keep on
Slogging.
keeping on.
The Rothe move another 6 feet this round, so the
Let's
second
go.
Rothe is fully in the
Let's
crevice
go.
now. The rest of you are behind. Jebediah, are you still molding Earth? Just so I know
Does it
about
seem
the
to
terrain.
be keeping them at bay?
Yeah, it's kind of splitting. It looks like about half of each force that attacks is being diverted by the mold Earth.
Okay. And like they're pushing into the cave, right? Like
Yes, they're now trying to push into the cave with you now that you are in the cave.
okay, so I'm gonna back
You're
into
at
the
the mouth of
cave
it. Mm-hmm.
and get like a good little bit in there. And I'm gonna use mold earth. It says that I can excavate a 5-foot cube. I'm just gonna pull a chunk out of the ground and move it 5 feet in the front and just on the ground and just like make a big
Excellent.
pile, and then there will be a hole behind it.
Great. I'm going to roll their attacks with disadvantage because they all have to like redirect and cram through the remaining basically 5-foot opening that they can get to get into the crevice. It's 7 feet, but
Yeah.
5 is basically 7. So we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and have Fox roll to hit with your torch as some more of them leap towards you to attack with a 13 to hit Fox.
I have 13 AC.
Attacker wins in a tie, so you do take damage. 12 to hit Jebediah.
12 hits me, but I'm going to use my reaction and cast shield, which is
yeah.
going to bump my AC up above that. I've got plus 5 AC for the rest of this turn.
Cool. Yep. Fox, big oof, you take 5 points of damage as the spiders that do leap towards you. They're like, they bite you. Maybe some of the ones that leap through the fire are like singeing you as they bite you. And so it's like a little extra nist.
Flaming spiders.
Yeah. You also, I assume, attacked some spiders with your torch. Tell me how much damage you dealt. Buddy? Fox?
Are we talking to me?
Yeah. Didn't you?
I thought I already did that.
If you told me the number, I missed it.
Oh,
I missed it too.
oh wow. No, I think actually, you know that moment when you say something in your head and you're like, I said it. So I rolled a 6 to hit.
Okay. That's probably not going to do it. That's
Yeah,
why
I
they were able to get through the
Yeah.
fire and singe you, because you were like flailing, like you were shocked and flailing at
Oh,
them. Alan
Yeah.
Wadreer, what you doing? 10 seconds.
Same thing as. Whoa! What just happened on screen? Something exploded.
Chat cast healing word for Fox.
Yo!
Heck yeah.
Grubbug says ouch
Nice.
dog.
Thanks.
So there you
Helping
go.
me out.
Very
What's-
nice.
what's
Represent.
What's the word, Grubbug? What's the
It's
healing
ouch
word?
dog. The word is ouch dog.
Oh, okay.
1d4 plus 1 hit points for you, Fox.
What's ouch, dog?
Alan, did you tell me what you rolled to hit?
I just rolled a 13. to
Okay,
hit.
go ahead and roll damage for me. The ones that
Let's
attack you do so with an
go.
11. Let me know if that hits you.
6 damage, and it doesn't hit me because I now have a chainmail shirt.
Yes, shirts, wearing
Yes.
clothes.
Exactly.
6 damage.
True.
Okay, that brings us back to trying to talk tactics. Sothkug is still edging on the rote. They make another 5 feet of progress. You are making it
let's
to the bend. The first
go.
one is going around the bend now.
Let's go. All right, guys, you got it, man. Let's go. Keep coming. Keep coming.
You guys, do you want time to talk tactics? You're rinsing and repeating.
I am
Rinsing and repeat.
Okay. Fox, go ahead and roll your attack to hit the spiders. They're going to roll to hit you, still with disadvantage.
Oh no.
I rolled a 6.
Well, they roll and
Again.
confirmed a 1, so you actually don't take any damage because as they leap towards you, they like bounce off of each other in the weird sort of area and bounce themselves into the fire. So I'll roll some damage
That's
for
like
how many
a
of the
that's
swarm
like a
they
slow
killed.
mo Zack Snyder shot right there.
It's like it's like Mob Think got him, you know? The mob trampled him.
Wow,
Six more-
that's
and then I
convenient.
rolled you max damage. 6 more spiders died. They
Heck yeah.
leap into the
an all-out spider melee.
It is an
going
all-out
on.
spider melee. Jebediah Peppermint. They're going to attack you next.
Frostbite.
Uh,
Oh, no, sorry. It's their turn.
yeah, they attacked you, and they got an 18 to hit.
Oof, that hits.
Oh,
Okay, that hits. Let's roll their damage. Let's not roll it off the end of my desk. 1 hit point of damage.
Ugh.
They do a terrifying little bite, and that's it. And you said you're going to use Frostbite as your turn?
Yeah, they need a con save.
Okay. They don't pass it.
as it bites him, it like freezes. That'd be sick.
4 points of cold damage.
Let's go.
All right, 4 points of cold damage, and if you want it, then the one that bit you can freeze.
It says that when they take this cold damage, they have disadvantage on their next attack rolls.
They've already got disadvantage. They'll
Yeah,
get
just
double
FYI.
disadvantage.
Double
3
disadvantage.
D20.
Dang.
Okay. And then Alan Wadreer, they're going to attack you, and you're going to attack them back, right?
Yeah, with my torch.
All right, their 5 isn't going to do much to you. Go ahead and roll to hit with your
No.
torch.
Well, neither is my 10. Well, I don't know. 10 hit earlier.
Yeah, 10
So
will hit
maybe.
him.
Okay.
Roll damage.
Only a 1 for damage
All
this
right.
time.
The swarm looks to be a little under half the size it was when it first started attacking.
Good to know. Good to know.
Sorry, I'm tracking size on a D10 and I can't find it. Okay.
Darn.
And Zothkug, Hibub, what are you doing?
Come on, guys. Let's keep moving.
That's
keep
right,
it
you're-
moving here.
you're
Let's go. Let's
Pushing
go.
them to go
Keeping
forward.
it moving.
All right, they move 3 feet, so they're like the bend is just too much. They're like getting stuck in the bend, and you're having to like
Yeah.
kind of squeeze, like push fur in and help them squeeze around a corner and stuff.
Yep.
So you're doing great work, but it's just it's
It's slow.
a tough space for them to maneuver.
Is Yeah still with me?
Yeah, is with you. Yes,
Okay.
he's still in the pot with you.
Thank God.
Triple disadvantage. I almost forgot the third one. All right, with a
Always gotta
6,
check
they're
on your
not going to
yeah.
hit Fox.
Always.
Fox, go ahead and roll damage for your fire.
Okay, can I actually roll to intimidate?
To
Hey,
intimidate
we
the
killed your
spiders?
friends.
Yeah,
they've
tell me how you're doing
half
it.
of them have died, and I'm just gonna wave fire at the rest of them like. I'm this mouse. I keep hitting the mouse, and the mouse keeps ruining my rolls. I got a 6.
Not very intimidating.
No, not very intimidating. It would be more intimidating if you weren't like a slender changeling who's like, with the thing. And if they hadn't seen you flail when the 3 of them that leapt through the torch got on you, and they hadn't seen you like, Then it would have been
fair,
more
that's fair.
effective, but they saw that, so they're like, meh. So they, that's the exact sound they make too, meh. So they don't hit you, you don't hit them because you're trying to be intimidating instead of attacking them. Jebediah Peppermint, they're going to attack you.
Oof.
Another one. This triple disadvantage thing is not good for them. They didn't confirm it,
that's
but they
rough.
still miss you. So they kind of leap at you, but Fox, like, being all intimidating is like they're not sure they want to commit to the attack here. What do you want to do with your turn?
I'm gonna pat.
Or being
it's
not
working.
I'm gonna
intimidating.
pat Fox on the calf, just like pop, pop, and say, "You got this, buddy." And I'm heading up to the front, and I'm gonna climb up on top of the backs of the deep rotate and kind of like hop, skip up towards the front and start mold earthing the walls and just kind of like pushing them out a little bit to help get this through this faster.
Roll either athletics or acrobatics, your choice, to see whether you can mold earth this turn or whether it takes a lot of effort to get, just because you're in such a cramped space that it might take a little mole folk a lot of effort to climb over them.
Both of those are terrible. Come on, give me big numbers. That's a 14.
Yeah, that's enough. You make it to the front and you can mold earth for this round. So are you just making it wide enough for him, basically?
Yeah, I'm just like a little bit on this side and a little bit on that side, and I can move like a 5-foot
Great.
cube, so I'm thinking just like a couple feet on either side. I'm like, hey, Zoth, we got to get this thing moving, man. And so I'm just like,
I'm trying, man. There's so much.
Assuming you do this the rest of the way through, in 3 rounds, you'll make it to the end of the little thing here.
All
Go
right.
ahead. Yes, Fox?
I just want to say my mental image of this is Jebediah jumped on their backs, pulled out his blunderbuss, and just started shooting. And nothing
the
comes out
walls.
of it. But then, like, just the earth explodes wherever he aims.
Okay,
Like
so-
Yosemite Sam, like up there on the
so it's
sick.
actually, it's more like he clicks it on and it's like a hair dryer and it's just like, zzz, and like all of the stone is like turning into sand and just kind of like falling off of the wall. It's just like,
That's amazing.
He's a leaf blower.
Yeah, man,
Alan
I'm trying.
Wodrier, it's now you and Fox. The spiders are attacking you. Another one. I'm not making this up.
Let's
The
go.
triple disadvantage,
outta
man. It's
here.
everywhere for them. They do not confirm, so they attack you. But like just the fact that you have fire and they're dwindling numbers, they don't connect. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Alan is not going to roll to attack. He's also going to try to intimidate, as Fox was trying to do.
Okay.
Thinking that's a good idea.
And Alan
See if they
didn't
can just-
flail recently, so.
Alan did not. He got a dirty 20.
Ooh, yep, that's gonna do it. The spiders kind of like shrink back a little bit. They're gonna take the entire next turn to like bide their time and regroup, but they've not been dissuaded from attacking. They're just they look like they're reforming, like the little individuals are forming back into like a big hairy swarm of spiders attacking you.
Brody.
Also, welcome Ari to the chat. Okay.
Let's go.
If you guys want it, you can have 60 seconds to talk tactics or however long it takes you before you get one round of like pass here where you can do whatever you want because they're not attacking, but they're going to attack again.
Let's just Jeb and I are keep moving forward.
Zoth, you said you
Alan,
could,
you got my back,
you said
right?
you could do this too,
Yes.
right, Zoth?
Yeah, man, but I don't have a way to cast spells right now.
Oh, snap,
plan-
that's right. So you can't do it right now. You can, but you can't.
Not
It's
right now.
theoretical. Okay.
I have the spell. I have the ability to cast it if I have the magical means to do so.
So wait. I just want to make this clear. Earlier, we were all trying to coordinate, and you're like, "Yeah, man, I can do mold earth. We can do this."
30 seconds.
And now that it's come down to it, you're like, "Well, actually, technically, I could if I could."
Yes.
Don't listen to him. He's panicking because he's freaking out about those spiders back there. Let's just get this thing going, Zoth.
15
Let's go.
seconds.
You're doing good, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Alan's just going to stay defending the back.
Okay.
The rear.
Same.
Yep.
All right, so one round passes where you're defending it. They move forward 2 more rounds until you're out. The next round comes and the spiders revisit their attack on you.
Darn.
That is a 13 to hit Fox.
That hits.
All right,
Oh,
13 to hit Fox as some more spiders kind of skitter across you. Let's see how much damage they do. Another 6. Ugh. 6 hit points of damage as the spiders skitter across your arms and like attack you. But you get to roll damage for hitting them with your torch. And we're going to assume at this point there's few enough of them that like you're not flailing wildly. You guys hit them every time. So
All right, does this count as my turn or reaction?
this would be, well, I guess you can do whatever you want with your turn. This wasn't a reaction.
Okay. I want to go ahead and when I go to hit him with the torch, I also want to take one of my flasks of oil and just sprinkle a little bit as I do so along the ground
All right.
and try to like light that at the same time.
Cool.
I can roll disadvantage to try to hit him and light oil if that's. I'll handicap myself.
If you're willing to just smash the flask and not unstopper it, then that's a free action. Dropping items is a free action, so you can just drop.
nah.
Glass is expensive, man. All right. Go ahead and roll with disadvantage then for your attack. We'll assume that you like, uncork it with your teeth.
I got a 19 and a 16 on the die. That means
Let's
17
go.
to attack.
Excellent.
Let's go.
Well done.
Let's go.
So you both
Let's go.
hit them, roll a d6 of damage, and I'm going to roll another d6 of damage for your fire.
All right, that's 5.
Excellent. So actually 7 of them are incinerated in the little flames, and it's making it harder for them to move, so they're back to triple disadvantage.
Let's go.
Let's go ahead and have them attack Owlin Witchrear, who also is going to get a chance to hit them with some fire. Owlin,
Let's
a
go.
7's not going to hit you. What are you going to do to
and
them?
I got a dirty 20.
All right, roll your damage, your damage.
5.
5 damage. Great. They're down to about, you're now able to sort of individually count them. Like it's around 20, maybe even a little bit less,
Okay.
of spiders that remain. They reform, and this time all 20 of them in just one huge mass leap
Gross.
towards Fox. They just
I don't want to hear about that.
leap, the whole 20, just like these wolf spiders leap at you. They're going to roll still triple disadvantage to hit.
Breathe fire. Fire breathe.
Dude, with triple disadvantage, they rolled a 13.
Wow.
So they do hit you. All 20 of them are attacking, so I'm going to roll a d20, a potential 1 hit point of damage for each spider. 6 points of damage as they leap towards you, and the mass like bounces off of you, and some of them bite and scratch and skid across you. But they are at this point all right next to you, so you and Owlin are able to just like hit them with the torch. So
This is upsetting.
both of you go ahead and roll damage for this round of the fight as the Rothe make it even closer to the end of
Only
the
2.
crevice there.
Only 2 damage.
Right?
2 as well.
All right, that brings us down to, you can now individually count them. There are 14 remaining. They're going to mass together. Those 14 are going to mass together and attack Owlin this time. Like they just.
Well, wait. Are we out of the cavern yet?
No,
is
there's
that
one
2
more
rounds
round. One more. This is the last round
okay.
of being stuck in the crevice.
Okay.
But they basically are like pooling together because they're bouncing off of like the walls as they leap at Fox. They like kind of recongeal and leap across now towards Owlin. So
Okay.
14 spiders leap towards you. I forgot to roll for them to hit. Let's see how bad they do. For some reason, the dice seem to love you. Never mind, the dice hate you with triple disadvantage. That's a 19.
That's wait. Did you what?
20,
Wow.
20, 19. Not making it
That's
up.
crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
If only you guys, like, if only that was a roll in your favor, that would have been really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been
go
awesome.
spiders.
But anyway, so they do still hit you though, and they deal
Yeah.
a total of 8 points of damage as they, claw at
Darn.
you and skitter across. And
That
now
would be a lot of spiders.
you both have a chance to hit them again with fire. Kill it with fire as you make it, as just as behind you the Rothe make it out of the crevice and you're kind of getting into space. The spiders are all in front of
16
you
to
in the
hit.
entrance. 16 hits. How much damage do you do?
Only 2 again.
Only 2
sadly.
again.
I got 19 to hit
Yeah, that
and
also-
6 damage.
There you go.
There it is. And the last like 6 spiders as you leave the crevice are not willing to like poke out into the open area beyond and follow you. They kind of like sit there just little mandibles clacking together, watching you guys leave.
Ooh, their mandibles are sharp enough that they clack.
Yes.
That's terrible.
right.
I hate that.
Have you ever heard a spider's mandibles clack? You can
I have
hear it on
not.
real spiders
No.
too.
So
that's
moving
how
on,
they made up-
because this is
I
terrible.
try not to get close enough. Yeah,
Yeah, this is terrifying.
All right.
I'm a recovering arachnophobe, so like.
Oh,
this is-
sorry,
this
man.
is
I
perfect.
didn't know that. Rip.
That's okay.
So you guys make it through, and you are no longer in combat. Instead, you find yourselves in probably the strangest, most fantastical Underdark environment you've ever found yourselves in. You emerge into a dense forest of fungi, twisting and turning, no even ground. Even the ground itself is covered in vines and different like fungal growths, and there are some plants and all different things that are just like, it's all twisted and turned into a weird canopy of tunnels and bridges and things, this huge just forest of denseness lit from within by these like eerie green and blue glows that are emanating from the fungi themselves. It's also warm, like really warm, not like dangerously warm, but like summer day in the open plains warm. The ground is perfectly dry at your feet, although water is dripping from the ceiling here and there, as it does in most caverns in the Underdark. It seems like the root system of this dense forest just sucks it up immediately, and it gets pulled back in as nutrients. Jebediah's got a hand up. What's up, Jeb?
Is it like humid in here?
No, it's not very humid.
Interesting.
Just warm.
It's a dry heat.
It's not quite dry. There is some moisture. It's just not noteworthy humid.
It's room temperature heat, if that makes sense. Doesn't make sense.
Humid.
Room
It's
humidity. At this point, you and the Rote are basically standing at the edge of this forest, and there are a bunch of different tunnels and mazes and bridges and ways that you could go. Zothkug has a hand up. What's up, my friend?
Is the soil then like a soiled ground?
No, it's still mostly stone, although here and there is soil. But the root system is like goes into the ground and back up again.
Okay.
So there is some soil, but it seems like mostly it's still stone floor. And the stone here is like a jagged and broken up where you can see it. Mostly you can't even see it. It's all roots. But where you do see it, it's like the roots are, like when plants push sidewalk to the side and you see like the little cracks in it. It's like that in the stone floor. So that's what you see ahead of you.
Is there an active like drip of water close by?
There is an active drip of water close by, close enough that you can see it. And in fact, as you kind of draw your attention to that, you realize that it's the only thing you can hear. There's not a sound, not a whisper, not a puff of air that you can hear through this, except that of the water dripping.
Could I take the pot and with the plant and hold it under the dripping water?
Zothkug is like on his way to do that.
Yeah.
Correct. Zoth, I believe it may be beneficial to examine this water. We do not know where it is coming from yet and what it is like.
It's cave water.
As you are speaking, your voices reverberate back to you, like they just go off into the forest and bounce back to you really loudly.
Owlet will attempt to. I believe we should at first give it some investigation.
Guys, I don't like this place. I don't like this place at all.
All right, man. I'm gonna hold out my hand
also
and like just let the water hit my hand and see if anything happens. Outside of a usual water.
The water hits your hand. It's warm to the touch, unlike the normal cold cavern water. But other than that, it does you no harm or anything. It seems like it's, it's just natural water that has eroded through the earth and is falling through the...
I'm gonna sniff it and then taste it.
Okay.
I would say sniff it is a good idea.
So it smells like orchids and lilac, and when you taste it, it just tastes like like hard mineral water. Like it has a lot of rock sediment collected into it, but it is water.
Okay. I think it's safe, man.
I believe you are probably correct. What I can observe. In fact, I'm tempted to fill my own water skin with it. It seems to be a rarity to find pure water.
Still just drip.
Yeah.
Drip.
Take the pot and hold it under.
A single drop of water falls into the pot, and it kind of like slides across your mossy kind of wilted plant that's at the bottom there, and nothing seems to happen just yet. Yeah, the Myconid looks up at you and like holds up a little plant hand, like give it a little bit. And he sits down and he begins emanating some yellow spores over the plant. They spin in a vortex, like very slowly, not dangerous looking, but they kind of form into like a double helix almost.
That's cool.
As they sort of fly around your plant, and then is going to like sit down, and he rests his two little plant hands on the moss at the base of the pot. At the same time, still drip, drip, drip. There's water falling from the cavern onto your plant. How long are you willing to wait to see if something happens? How long before someone interrupts? Because at the moment, nothing is happening besides this
I am
ritual.
fascinated and enthralled, so unless someone like breaks me out of this trance-like state, I'm just gonna sit there and just sort of in awe.
I'm gonna do circles around us and keep an eye out for any movement.
Awesome.
Alan is also wanting to
Yeah,
watch
Joe?
this for the scientific purpose of seeing what happens.
I'll take a look out. I've got some pretty good vision in the dark. You look like you need some rest, man.
I'm gonna
if they're gonna
like
take a minute, you should probably heal up a bit if you think that's a good idea.
All right, man. Just yell if you need anything, okay?
I will talk
I'm gonna
at a moderate
gently-
level, and you will be able to hear me.
To be fair, I think that's actually true. As I try to whisper now that I hear myself reverberating.
All right, I'm gonna gently like set the pot on the ground, like very carefully, and then just like sort of sit cross-legged in front of it, very, very focused.
Alan will also do that, or sit next to Zoth.
Cool. It takes 15 minutes before you see the first signs of like plant growth appearing in the moss, and then it begins to very rapidly start sprouting little buds from the top of it. Alan, Jeb, and Fox, all of you please roll a d6. The sum of these is how many leaves are going to sprout from the plant as
Yay.
it turns back into a vine.
5.
I got a 4.
All right, 5 plus 8, that's 13 leaves sprout from your
Yay.
plant.
There you go.
The myconid is still like bent over the plant, and as the spores kind of stop and the plant growth finishes, in total it takes about a half hour for all of this to go through.
That's fine.
Between the kind of excitement of discovering your plant regrowing and watching everything come back to normal, it takes you a few seconds to realize that is still frozen there with his hands on the plant. And like he seems to be stuck, like he can't remove his hands from the vine.
I'm gonna like bend down and what's going on, man?
Is just frozen there. When you touch him, he's still warm, like he's not dead, but he's just like frozen in place like a statue, like stuck to the plant.
Could I pick him up?
When you lift him up, the end of the vine comes with him. Like he's still like a gargoyle, like statuesque as you lift him.
Nice.
It seems as though may have somehow merged with the plant in some way, or perhaps this is something he has done before, but now he has stayed.
I've never seen him do this, man.
merged with the
What's going on, man?
Well, let's calm down and view this situation calmly. I believe if was in trouble, that would be a different situation entirely. I think that
Is this normal?
He's
I don't know.
mushroom, right?
Jebediah, can
Sometimes
you
they
roll
don't
a
move.
perception for me?
My perception
look
that I
out.
was wanting to do, if you don't mind, I was wanting
That's fine.
to. My thought is that this place is very sensitive to noise, so if there is something here that's predatory, it's probably insanely quiet. I would like to do a smell perception check if that's cool while I'm walking around.
Yep. That makes sense.
That is an 18.
You inhale deeply, and you don't smell any predators, but you smell coal smoke, just like a little faint trace of coal smoke.
I'm gonna follow it.
Okay. Do you tell anybody, or are you just gonna kind of see where it goes?
I'll whisper into my blunderbuss and cast message back to Fox. Just tell him, hey, I smell a little something smells like coal, maybe like a fire that somebody's put out or something. I'm gonna go check it out. I won't be far.
Do you need help?
No, I got it.
That has just added the 6th tension die to the pool.
no.
I'm gonna roll tension as
Oh,
Jebediah
dang.
goes off to investigate something, and everyone tries to see what happens with here.
I do believe that this magical moss and plant, it seems to be neutral. It is not evil or good, so I doubt whatever it's doing to or whatever is doing to it is, completely negative. It's probably something has done by choice.
Did I roll a nature
At
check
least that's the impression I get.
or Arcana?
Yes, you can roll a nature check.
Okay.
Nature.
Nature. As you're rolling that, we'll come back to you.
Okay.
As you're rolling that check, Jebediah, you step basically into one of the tunnels of fungi forest to go follow your nose and see what the coal scent is doing. Excuse me. You follow it for, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 feet, and it begins to get all twisty and windy, and like you're really relying on your nose here. You go through several intersections and things. You've probably gone around 100 or 200 yards when you finally come out at the source of the coal smell. It is a deep kind of ravine cut into the floor. It's only about a foot across. It's not like no humanoid cut it. It's naturally occurring. It's like a little fissure. And far, far below is bubbling lava. It's so far down that the actual glow of the lava does not light the cavern, but it does light your face as you look down at it. So it's just the occasional whiff of smoke kind of makes its way up to you, but you can't even hear it bubbling. As I said, it's totally silent. So even like your footsteps feel really loud to you, even though you're just kind of gently placing your steps.
Okay. I'll kick like a little rock down into it.
It takes a long time for it to fall,
That's
but
a
you do
long way
hear
down.
it. You do hear it kind of like sizzle, just a little bit of the sizzle as it hits the lava.
And that's crossing this tunnel, right? Like from side to side?
Yeah, it's not like a straight line, it's naturally occurring, so it's kind of windy, but yes, it's like side
But it's
to
not
side.
like it's not traveling with the tunnel, it's like crossing the path essentially.
Yeah, you're basically now in like a big it would be a wide open cavern if it were not full of forest. So the little tunnel you're in, it crosses your tunnel, but then it continues off into the forest, because there's this whole kind of dense plant growth that you are in.
Okay, I'm gonna make
at
a
the same
mental
time-
note of where that is and start working my way back.
Great. We're gonna say you find your way back by the time that we're done with Zothkug here, because you've been paying attention to your steps and nothing has threatened or distracted you, so you can pretty much retrace your steps. Zothkug, what'd you roll on your nature check?
I got an 8.
Okay. You are not really sure what's going on at the moment.
I don't know if this is good. Are the spores still circling, or are they gone?
No, the spores are gone. It's now just
I guess he said he was doing something. I don't know if this is what he meant when he was doing something.
It may be. While I am befuddled, I don't believe we should be too worried. Is there a way to transport the pot with still in this state?
Absolutely, I've been doing that pretty much the whole trip. Only he's been sentient.
Okay, well, that may be what we must do for the next little while until we have a longer chance to study what's happened to
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Guess-
Because I don't believe we should rest on our laurels here for too long.
Guess we'll just wait it out. I hope he's okay, man.
As
I do too.
you're talking about it, you begin to see just the slightest inkling of something happening at the edge of his little mushroom cap. It seems to be starting to kind of curve upwards, like how it's normally like a bell.
Yeah.
And it's starting to curve up in the other direction, like reversing. And you actually, now that you can see that, the longer that you watch, the more other details you notice very slowly changing about you see him start to develop some like almost like tree bark type material grows across his shoulders and a little bit down his torso, and he begins to get a little bit larger. His legs begin to get a little bit longer and a little bit thicker. And he starts to, it's almost like that bark is acting as like a natural armor growing up his legs and up the side of his arms. And his hands elongate from like little like puppy hands into slightly more like claw-like features. And then his eyes open and they're like glowing a bright yellow as he's like, he still isn't moving. He's still kind of stuck where he is, but now his eyes are glowing like a bright yellow color.
Yeah, has evolved.
Are you gonna do anything? Or are you just gonna leave him?
I'm just watching in awe. Like, oh my god, yeah, what's going on, man?
Okay, well then that continues to happen for a bit. Fox, what are you up to? Your mic is muted.
You're not wrong. I'm gonna try to get a short rest in.
Okay.
At least that's what I was doing.
You have enough time for a short rest.
So I'm just gonna. I guess I'm also in the vicinity of what's happening here.
Yes, you can see what's going on.
Zoth, you got that right.
What do you mean? Do I got that? Like, I see what's happening.
It is extremely fascinating. It seems as though he's almost going through a stage of evolution or upgrading his own bodily properties.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's like an armor.
Awesome. I'm gonna go back to making
or
sure.
like an expansion of himself. I'm not sure whether the plant, the moss is the cause of this, or
That's
whether it's
awesome.
a natural process that would have happened
You know what?
previously. Either way, or was it a natural process that
Let's-
now
At
the
this
vine
moment, Jebediah re-enters
has
the camp.
upgraded?
Jeb, man, come look at this.
enhanced?
You guys are being way too loud. You need to keep it.
But come look.
It's hard not to be loud when something this fascinating is happening.
Wait,
I'm just.
Fox, not get himself into trouble?
No, man, yes.
I mean, that's also fascinating.
Jeb.
Yeah, it's changing,
But-
man.
That may be true, but still.
He's like basically before he was like half of Jeb high. Now he's about Jeb's height.
Oh,
Oh, somebody. Zoth, did you have the talk with
Nah, man, I haven't talked to him about that yet.
I mean, personally, I would not be even confident that Zoth has ever received the talk. He doesn't seem the type to think about that too
I'm gonna
often.
go over here and finish bandaging
Alan,
these spider bites.
I want you to think about what
got
you're
it.
saying real quick. I was in.
You all got
I'm a
it.
follower of Kelnor, the god of good vibes, man.
While they're doing this, I'm
Yes,
just
I
gonna
mean,
pat
well-
on the head, just kind of rub his mushroom cap a little bit, and just be like, "You okay, little dude?"
They grow up so fast.
True.
When you pat him on the head, his like glowing yellow eyes flick up towards you like he's aware of your presence, but he still isn't moving. And you can now see his shoulders are kind of bunching up like he's trying to pull his hands free, but they won't come free.
Can I assist
I'll
him in that?
grab onto his wrist and around his bicep on one of his hands, and just try to help him. Just try to help him. If he feels like he's pulling free, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one hand does tunk, it kind of comes free. It's like a claw type of grip that he's frozen in, and so you eventually are able to pull him off of the vine. There's still one other hand, Zothkug, you wanted to assist with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Zoth, you pull his other hand off. As you pull his hands off of the vine, he kind of shrinks back down to the size that he's been. And the glow kind of fades from his eyes, and he sits down on the ground and he looks exhausted. He looks up at you huh? I'm confused about what happened, but he doesn't send any spores to talk to you, so you don't really get any other indication from him of what's going on.
I'll just pat him on the head and say, that was intense, man. You should rest up. Take a nap. We'll protect you.
He's already asleep as you're talking to him. He's fallen asleep.
Good night, little dude. And I pat him.
I am so interested to talk to Ya about what just happened when he awakes. I wonder if that was a conscious choice that he made to undergo that transformation, or whether that it was simply natural instinct or simply caused by an outside force. It's all very interesting.
Does anyone have an empty pot or jar or something, water skin, man?
At that moment, you hear a harsh, whispered voice that seems to echo from all around you. Interesting. is interesting.
Okay.
And the
we're
whispers
all done here, right?
reverberate and almost turn into white noise as they fade away.
Like we're done. We should probably, we've rested. We've had something cool
who's there,
happen. Yeah,
man?
it's awesome. Zoth, don't talk to
Are you?
I'm Zothkug. Who are you?
Zoth, what did I just say?
Hey, Fox,
Stop talking.
let him do this. Give him once.
I am the fierce whisper, the coiled blade. I am the terror of forest and glade, possessor of all that has passed, collector of all that shall be. I am Kiven the Undying, the unbroken chain. I am he who survived Carcery's flame. Now tell me again your name.
I'm Zothkug, man.
In the silence, drip, drip. The water stops dripping.
Not again.
What is your purpose here?
We're just trying to pass through to get to the town without taking the main road, man. We don't want any trouble. We have some offerings if you'll take them.
What offering could you bring, Kiven?
We have two delicious rote.
The Rothe who can still communicate with you are like,
Can they still communicate with all that stuff that went through? Yeah.
yeah. The stuff that he had done beforehand is still in effect.
Okay.
The spores they expire after an hour. So,
Oh,
You also seem to be a purveyor of collecting things. With these two rote, you could make a large collection of rote with them, should you desire.
I do not desire things.
Well, I think the rote would not consider themselves things.
Who addresses Kiven thus?
I am Pebbles. Purveyor of magic and things interesting and fantastical. And I would request that we
Such a shame. And you hear footsteps begin moving through the forest towards you, kind of like crunchy twig snapping footsteps.
I missed that last word. Something. What a shame.
Liar.
Higher.
What a shame. And steps are moving towards you.
Let's just talk to the voice in the woods, It's fine, guys. We ruin any chance or timing we could have had to get away. Oh, this is great. Great choice, guys. Y'all did good.
And who are you? Kiven has many guests today.
Mr. Disembodied Voice that is also named Kiven. I am Fox, at least that's what I go by. I don't know what else you want me to say. I'm a person that is very much not wanting to, intrude or, we're probably in your way or something. If we could just go through very quickly, it's not a problem. Not a problem.
You seek to go to tumbleweb.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
well, it seems as though you, Kiven, are a very keen-witted person, and I will simply go around above the heads of my teammates and say we are actually not seeking tumbleweb. We are seeking what is underneath tumbleweb, of which we are not quite sure what that is.
I mean, we're going to tumbleweb.
Yes,
we're not
but I
wrong.
sense as though Kiven knew that was not the case.
Jebediah, and all of you, the footsteps as they get closer and louder, you can now see 4 humanoids kind of emerging from the haze, distance, etc., fog of war of the woods. and they are, each of them is it's a humanoid shape, but it's woven from branches and twigs and things. They walk towards you. They're kind of shambling, not like zombie shambling, but like kind of slowly plodding along. But each of them has these sort of like hooked horns of wood kind of coming out of their forehead, like these sharp blades coming out of their forehead, and they have like gnarled tree-like like claws, basically, as they walk towards you. Kiven's voice again echoes around you. Honesty. I will reveal myself for the honest one. And just as the 4 wooden creatures make it to the edge of the woods, you turn around, and right there in front of you, just like inches away, is a massive serpent. It has these like hooked scales that come out of its forehead in this gray, charcoal gray pattern running back along its body with these red stripes across it. And even its underbelly is armored with some kind of natural armor. It's not scales, but like a thick, like toughened hide, basically. It lashes this like rapier thin tail back and forth as it speaks, and its tongue is equally like thin and almost like a precision blade ending in 2 kind of forked tines. It has 4 fangs like a dog's canines, like massive, sharp, intimidating, and it is 2 inches away from your face, Owlin. It's hanging down from the ceiling. It is longer than you can see. Like its body stretches up and back away into the woods somewhere. About 10 feet of it are revealed to you.
Truly, marvelous creature you are, Kiven.
Creature am I?
Gasp.
We are all creatures, right?
I am as old as time. And it rears back, and you can see in its jaw as it kind of yawns wide, you can see like ancient skeletons of things that it has like crunched. There are like bones and gems and things that it's like collected in the back of its jaw, and it like rears up and comes back down. I am no mere creature.
I meant no offense. I simply was taken aback by you revealing yourself.
I'm adding a die to the tension pool.
We simply mean to pass through as we are on a quest to restore magic to this world, and we believe the Bright World Company are possibly at fault for this, and we are meaning to see what they are doing underneath tumbleweb, what harm they are causing.
One of you lies to me. And it swings its great head over and locks eyes with Jebediah.
Unfortunately, as is often the case, not all doers of good in the world who are tasked with a great quest such as ours have made habits in the past of doing good, myself included. And old habits die hard, especially in the case of immense pressure, such as this situation now.
With a whip-like motion, it swings its head. I mean, like you blink, and its head is back, eye to eye with you. And it says, a quest. And it flicks out its tongue as it thinks to itself, I am a collector of secrets. I will allow you passage in exchange for a secret. Tread carefully. The value of your secret will determine the lead I give you from my minions if I deem it unworthy. And then he vanishes up into the mouth of the, like back up into the top of the forest. And you find yourself surrounded not by 4, but by 8 of those like twig creatures that have emerged from the woods behind you.
Mr. Oldest Time, Mr. Kiven, is that like for each of us or like for the group?
Depends on the secret.
So, guys, I think this might call for a team huddle.
He's gonna hear us.
But I don't know.
I believe that the morality boost of the team huddle is worth the.
All right, man.
Even
See, Alan's got my back.
All right, man. Let's go. A team huddle.
Guys, anybody got some like really
Jebediah,
juicy
are you
secrets?
are you in the team huddle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one, man. But it's
Thanks, Jeb.
personal.
I mean, I figure most secrets are. Is it gonna save us from not dying?
It could help, man.
How about you, Alan? You know any world-ending secrets?
Not that I know of. As a soldier, I was not a spy of any sort. I was a fairly by-the-book soldier, and then sort of a diplomat. So science as well is meant to be very public and peer-reviewed by the rest of the science community. So
That's a really long way of saying no.
no.
What about you, Jeb, man?
I don't like it in here. I think maybe we should go back and go the other road.
It's too late, man.
Yes, I do believe it is. If we
now
attempt
there's-
to leave, we will probably be killed.
I will have my secret, or I will have dinner.
See?
Do you think he wants like he's ordering now for dinner?
No, I don't think so, man.
I believe the food was delivered to him, and that is us.
I know. This is being really hopeful.
Fox, man, you got a secret
Okay.
too?
I mean, who doesn't? Except for Alan, evidently.
I simply have not done many interesting enough things in my life to keep a secret. I don't know what.
Good on you, Alan. Good on you.
Jeb, is that a DM
Jeb?
question or a group?
DM question.
Yeah.
So there are pockets of my backstory that have not been filled in, or that have not been like revealed here and there. How much are you willing for me to elaborate tonight with a secret?
I mean, you have limited lore authority, right? So anything that has to do with your character or your backstory, if you speak it into existence, it exists.
Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead. If you wanna.
All right.
I may have something, but it's like I don't want to share it. But it's mostly because I don't want to die.
Okay, I got this, guys. One quick question. Hey, Ivan, all knowing, you're really cool, by the way, and all that. So like, on a scale of like 0 being, I stubbed my toe, but I didn't want to tell anybody, to 10, I know all the secrets of the universe. What would you say you're looking for?
Fox, man, what kind of question is that?
Hey, man, I'm just
One would
saying. I
assume
think
that the better the secret, the less likely we'll get eaten. I
I'm just saying,
assumed
I
that
think
was
my
implicit
secret's
in
like
the deal.
a 2 or 3, but if he's looking for a 5 or 6, I think we should probably tell multiple secrets. That's all I'm saying.
With a blink of an eye and a whoosh of motion, Kiven is there again, coiled around your huddle, and his head dipped like into the center of your huddle. So fast that like you don't even recognize the motion. He's just there, and you can feel the warmth of his breath on all of your faces as his little tongue flicks out, and he says, "I will accept multiple secrets if you feel they are not worthy individually.
Well, welcome to the huddle.
Secrets of extreme value to me.
Um,
I will reveal a secret in turn. You would be amazed to know what I know about the Bright World Company.
that would be very useful.
He rears his big head back up, but he does not leave coiled
Yeah.
around your group. He's still surrounding you.
Kiven, your godliness. Can we reveal them?
That is an appropriate honorific.
Inappropriate or appropriate?
Is an appropriate.
Okay.
Can we reveal them to you in private?
It is only us here.
But like,
I do see the merit in simply in privately revealing a secret to Kiven, as that way it stays even more secret. Not even 3 other people will know the secret.
That's a secret, all right.
Yeah.
Only you would know. And one, obviously the person whose secret owns.
I will allow it. If you want to privately reveal a secret to Kiven, you can DM it to me
okay.
on the Discord.
I'm gonna send you. Type it up.
Okay. So Kiven swoops down, and now he individually just coils around Zothkug with his head and a little bit of his upper snake body, and then lifts him way up to the top of the cavern, so no one else can hear him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Jeb, okay. How about this? I'm willing to go next. All right? If we can all keep it to ourselves. Right. But if he's not satisfied with mine, one of y'all gotta go. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not dying here because somebody forgot about their mother's birthday and doesn't want to say so, okay? I didn't sign up to be lunch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Mine's just kind of embarrassing and a little ashamed.
I understand that. We all got something, right? We've all grown up. We've all been on this continent for years, some more than others. You rack up regrets. It's bound to happen. Alan, are you sure you have nothing?
I do not believe that I have misled anyone in any way, especially you, as after perhaps maybe I neglected to tell you that my own battalion, while we faced challenges, never saw a battle. I never had to kill anyone while I was deployed. However, that's not a secret that I actively try to keep. It's just I never told anyone. I don't know. I'm not embarrassed of it. I do not know.
You never got rejected by a girl or something, or I don't know, anything that you just are embarrassed about? Because if it's a 0.1 value we're off of on this 0 to 10 scale, I'm just saying that could be the 0.1.
I will attempt to think of something that, because often when I think of a secret, I think of something that someone actively attempts to keep from other people, not just something that someone forgot about or just never told anyone because they never thought it was relevant.
A secret's still a secret if it's omitted and no one else knows about it.
Interesting.
True? Yes? No?
Yeah, maybe. If that is the case,
At that moment, Kiven silently sets Zothkug down very quietly, and 2 of the twig creatures walk forward and take him by the arms and lead him off into the forest.
Interesting.
Do
Okay.
I still have the pot with the in it, right?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You have all your stuff.
Cool.
He's good, right? Mr. Godly Kiven?
What is your secret?
I will tell you. For my friend Owlin's sake, could we like define what a secret is? 'Cause we were having like a debate about what a secret is. And he thought secrets were things that you try to hide, and that's true. But wouldn't it also include things that are just omitted?
Yes, exactly. Would a secret still be considered a secret if I simply never thought was relevant to tell it?
Oh, don't interrupt the God guy.
I apologize.
Something that you try to hide is a lie. A secret is something no one or very few know besides you. They do not need to be personal.
Okay.
See?
Thank you. That was very helpful.
There you go.
Who will share their secret next?
I guess I will go, guys.
Are you trying to share your secret in private, or are you just going to tell him?
I'm gonna share my secret in private.
Very well.
Zofka gets privacy. I get privacy.
He coils around you at the top of his head and lifts you way up to like the top of the cavern. You can
Yeah, I'm
DM
not
me
doing that.
your secret. Now it's Jeb and Owlin who are sitting on the ground.
Well, Alan, it's been nice knowing you.
I'm sorry. I believe you can do this, and I am also racking my mind for some sort of secret.
Well, kind of a good thing and a bad thing. I was going to share something personal that was kind of secret, but it seems like he's not interested in that. So maybe I'll just die with my secret to myself.
I have the feeling that I
love
think
how-
that I apologize. I'm DMing Josh lore questions to see if
sorry.
Alan's secret works.
In my head, right, I'm just hearing this conversation, and I'm just imagining, like, Soft's missing, I've been pulled away, and they're just like, yep. Anyway.
I think that's also true. Alan, it seems to me that while large questions or large secrets that deal with the world overall would be important to Kiven, I don't doubt that personal secrets of great import to you as a person or as a soul.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that those secrets would also because those are often the deepest kind of secret, if that makes sense. The least people know those.
Yeah, he said something about being dishonest, though, if it was just something about yourself, because you're just like, I guess maybe he thinks that you're like ashamed of just speaking the truth.
I believe that if you tell Kiven a truth that nobody else knows, then he will count that as a secret.
Well, man, he sure is up there a long while. What do you think he's doing? Fox is probably, well, I was going to say probably sweet-talking him, but I think he's probably being his pants a bit too much to be sweet-talking right now.
Drip, drip, drip. Just kidding.
Man, Alan.
I'm sorry. I'm a slow type.
Get those WPMs up.
I believe I have thought of a secret for Kiven.
Amazing.
But I will tell it not in private with him because I believe that I have established already a transparency with the rest of you that I wish to keep. And I believe Kiven will not be opposed to that, as it was actually us who suggested the privacy for the secrets in the first place.
It's important for your brand to maintain transparency.
Did you see the tension pool, Josh?
I did.
Okay, just making sure.
We're up to 4 in the tension pool now.
Oh,
Remember, Chad, at
wow.
6 we roll.
Oh dear.
We roll
right
out
at
at
midnight.
6.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just rip off a Band-Aid, wash an eye. We'll do the last 2.
There's a long conversation happening up in the
Yeah.
treetops. here.
Yeah.
That is okay.
Should we just like make a break for it now?
The twig creatures that are around you seem to have heard and understood what you said, because each of them seems to like tense, like the energy in the air changes a little bit.
Hey, I'm
There are
just
still 6 of them.
talking. I'm just talking.
As is evidenced by what we have just witnessed, I believe that is not
Yeah.
a good idea.
There's lava around here that I'm sure they really hate.
Oh, I was unaware of that. Is that a secret?
Well.
Did you tell him that?
I mean, I'm sure he probably knows.
Probably, especially if he's all-knowing or something.
Yeah. Hey, did you not?
Fox keeps saying.
Yeah. It's like walking into someone's house and being like, "Are you aware you have baseboards on your walls?"
At that moment, the great serpentine head of Kiven begins to descend and gently sets Fox down, just as you hear him say,
Oh, sure, your godliness. Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
sets him down, rears up, and he roars. And up until this point, he has whispered. So the sound of his roar reverberating around this cavern is gargantuan. Zothkug, you can hear it from where you are now. You can hear the roar like reverberate, and the whole forest shakes, and you see hundreds of those twig creatures emerge from the ground and begin kind of manipulating the forest until a single straight path through to where Zothkug is appears. And Kiven crouches back down and he locks eyes with Zothkug or with Fox for a second, and then he slowly turns to the other 2 of you and he goes, "This one has greatly pleased me. I shall give you a secret in turn.
We did good, guys.
The Bright World Company has never known the magic it would take to accomplish their end. They are pawns in a scheme eons in the making. There are creatures in the water. Creatures not of this world. They are the architects for what the Bright World Company has built. But before long, all will become ashes at their hands. Except for...
Except for, did he? Is that what you ended with?
He said me.
Oh.
Oh, got it.
Sorry,
that cut
Discord
off.
might have cut that out.
That sounds more like a prophecy than a secret. But that's a cool secret. No, that's you. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you for bestowing
was-
such.
Greatly appreciated.
Roll
Knowledge.
Just roll straight charisma.
Fair enough. That's a 19.
You consider my secrets inadequate.
No,
You
No.
believe
not at all.
I have not been detailed enough. He leans
I'm
back
not-
down and locks eyes with you. How much will it take? Must I tell you the inner workings of the Aboleth's plans? Must I detail for you the ways that they came through the vortex?
Must I connect the dots between the Bright World Company and the Order of the Ring? Must I spell out for you in great, painstaking detail the ways in which the merfolk provoked the anger of the gods?
You don't need to do any of that. I was saying it was so great. It sounded almost
Yeah,
better
it's
than a
completely
secret.
unnecessary information. That first time was completely fine.
Kiven like sits back up on it, like almost like he's sitting on his haunches, like a cat that's considering you, like with its little intelligent eyes. He looks down at you, his tongue flicks out, and he goes,
I am outliving all. No dragon has ever reached the heights of my intellect, and you dare accuse me of lack of specificity.
that's the last tension pool die we're gonna roll.
Oh no.
I don't know how that isn't like prophecies like telling the future. Like you were telling secrets so awesome to us that we
Go
thought
before I change.
great. Yep. Sorry. You're awesome.
Jeb is already
You're gonna
walking
outlive
away
us
down the
everything. Bye.
Great godly Kiven, would another secret ease your pains?
If it's a good one.
And Kiven like crouches down and gets eye to eye with you.
My secret is that the E2 army never intended to establish a republic in place of Rustfree. Stainless was not their original intention of their march. They intended to strip Rustfree of its resources and kill any remaining stragglers there. But when they found nothing, they publicly turned a face to the world and said they were there to do good. That is my secret.
Kiven's tongue flicks out ponderously right past your face, but it does not impale you. And then he pulls it back into his mouth and he says,
Most fascinating.
and then he leaps up, like just coils and jumps up into the roof of the forest and vanishes in the blink of an eye into the depths of the woods beyond.
Great. He's been an awesome host. Come on, Alan. Let's. We should
On the
probably,
other side, you
we don't
see
wanna
Zoth
intrude.
with like the fakest smile, like so nervous and shaking.
Like, I knew you'd be okay.
Tally ho, deep rotate. Yeah.
Let's say let's go. Let's get out of here. Skedaddle. It's been awesome. It's been fun, right, guys?
Thank you, Kiven, man. It's been great.
As you
Yep,
are
the man who outlives us, or the otherworldly, godly being that will outlive us all.
as you are making your way through the it's basically a road at this point. Like, it's wide enough and it's safe enough and everything can walk. There are several 1 foot wide chasms or ravines with lava way down at the bottom of them, but again, they're only a foot wide, so you can step over them, and with a little careful prompting, the deep rote can also step over them. Everything seems hunky-dory. You can see Zothkug up ahead of you, and as you are watching Zothkug, who's looking back at you with this smile on, you see around him 5 violet fungus with these little tentacle things springing out of them, closing in towards him. He hasn't seen them as you're walking closer, but they're, not quite in striking distance, but very close.
How far away is not quite in striking distance, but very close?
They're 15 feet from him. You are maybe 150 feet from him, something like that.
Oh, dang. Zothkug, are those things near you friends of yours?
What things? And Zoth will look around.
Turn around if you would.
You turn around just in time to see the first one attack you.
Oh, damn.
It is.
Okay.
it's going to attack at disadvantage because you know it's coming because someone warned you, which is good for you because it rolled a nat 20
Oh,
on the
dear.
first die. you now have you don't need 60 seconds. You can think about your tactics if you want to for a little bit, and whenever you're ready, I'll give you 10 seconds to get moving. Just tell me when you're ready to start.
I'm running towards the party.
Either way, we have.
Oh, okay, you're just gonna sprint back towards the party.
Yeah.
That's a totally valid tactic. As you sprint back towards the party, so that's I don't know why I didn't expect you to do this. As you sprint back towards the party, the twig-like creatures that escorted you, a bunch of them run forwards and just begin like herding the plants back out of Kiven's hunt. Basically, as they follow you into the woods, the twig creatures, these keepers of the forest, push it aside and just like, now there's a way for you, because they basically like, yeah, get out of the way, beat the plants out. So way to effectively diffuse the situation. That's actually really like a really great tactic. Good job, buddy.
Pacifism for the win.
Exactly.
It's pacifism if you didn't kill them, right?
And so you all regroup at the end of the way.
These forest keepers seem to do their job well.
Well, that's been great, guys. I saved you guys a bunch. Evidently not enough, but
What did you tell him, man?
Before he speaks, I believe telling us may reduce the value of the secret, and since Kiven is an all-knowing godly being, I believe it may be best to not reveal said secret.
how about we just go a little further and we'll sort this whole thing out. Let's just put a little bit of distance. We don't want to intrude upon his territory because he's such an awesome guy.
As you look back and say that, he's at the edge of the forest. His head is looking towards you, and his mouth is slightly open, tasting the air like he was waiting for you to screw up.
Yep.
He slowly retracts his head up back into the woods.
Oh, we did it, man. We made it through.
The journey is not quite over yet, but yes, we did make it through.
I feel like if we could do that, we could do anything, man.
I hope that is the case.
All right, let's put a couple miles, and maybe we can recuperate from the experience we all just had.
I agree. Finding a spot to rest may be beneficial after we get some distance.
Is still asleep?
There.
Yes, is still sleeping.
Okay, good.
So you travel, 2-3 miles. Basically, you just make your way through. The next stretch of Underdark is more standard. So it's caverns connected by little tunnels and mazes and things, but it's wide enough to traverse. So you kind of meander through until you've got enough distance to where you can make camp, and nothing attacks you. Zothkark has a hand up. What's up, buddy?
On that route, I'm just gonna talk to the deep rote I'm connected with. Like, hey man, I'm sorry about that earlier. It was a stressful situation. I just said what I thought might needed to be said. I didn't really mean it, and I'm sorry. And you've been really helpful for us.
The deep rote looks back at you, and you realize that spores only have an hour timer on them, and it can't understand a thing you're saying.
Oh, okay.
He understands. He knows what you mean.
He gets it in here.
You should reward their endurance and survival with a set of names. You should give them some names.
Yeah, we should definitely name a man.
We can name one of them
Deep, and the other one Rote.
Hoof.
I like it.
I was gonna say Hoof. One of them Hoof.
One of them hoof and one of them hoof?
No, one of them hoof and one of them shoulder, because he has broad shoulders and was able to break through stalagmites with them.
I see. That's a good name.
Wouldn't Ram be a better name?
It means something.
Ram?
The shoulder is confused.
Ram is also a great name, and perhaps less of a mouthful. It's one syllable
True,
rather than two.
That's. I'll be honest with that one. Yeah, that's.
So Hoof and Ram?
Ooh, I like that. Hoof and Ram.
I was going to recommend something simple like Mephibosheth. But, the hoof and ram, that sounds cool.
Perhaps it's just a little, too simplistic. You know what I'm saying?
That's a classical name. Good strong.
I'm sure.
Adding 1 die to the tension pool to assume you go maybe an hour's walking,
Yep.
to find your camp. And then you make camp.
Woo!
Do you have anything you want to do before you take your rest, or are we just...
I was going to carve us a camp. Carve us a little dwelling, a traditional dirt dwelling out of a cavern wall with mold earth. Just make a little stone,
Do we
traditional dirt.
do we want to talk about the secrets, man?
Hang on, before
Oh,
we
sorry.
do that, I would like to know what a traditional dirt hovel is like.
Okay.
So it's similar to the like the way station places that we found the first time. Remember that one that seemed to be carved out by the dirt folk that had the trapdoor in it. Similar to that, it's round, like a round walls. It has a couple little alcoves cut out for sleeping arrangements, almost like almost like a sepulcher, where it's like carved into the wall, just like a
Got it.
long sleeping bed places. Obviously, maybe adjusted a little higher for my not dirt folk. And there's a pit in the center for like putting a fire, and I'll make a little flute out the top to let the smoke up outside of the wall. Yeah, pretty much like that.
Nice. Okay, now you guys can continue. I wanted to set the scene.
Yeah.
Well, Alan wanted to is blah 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 blah. Is awake yet?
No, he's still snoozing.
Okay, then go ahead. Sorry.
So guys, about what I told him, I'm sure Zoth may have said something personal. I mean, you just told all of us, Alan, what you said.
Yes, this is true.
Be honest. What I told him, we all know. And I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner. Think about it. What is the one piece, or I say, kind of pieces of information that only we and a select few know?
Zoth Cook's
The
visions.
demigods?
Exactly. The avatars, and what's happening with the magic. Like, I feel like we're one of the few people who actually know what's going on. So I told him that, and he was great about that. Don't worry about what I told him before that.
You told him more things?
Yeah, no. I mean, I started with other things, but they're not important.
Did it have something to do with the way that you can change the shape of your face?
Perhaps.
Did it have something to do with your connection to the merfolk?
No, actually.
Oh.
Well, he seemed to know more than I about the merfolk. Did anyone else mentally take note of
Yeah, no,
his secrets?
Yeah, man.
here, let me write this down real quick.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, he mentioned
a
there
good,
was. Yeah, go ahead.
a good thief, a good scout, memorizes key words so that way later, when they're scouting a location, they can remember and track down everything that's important. Scouting.
Keywords did you memorize, Fox?
Okay, so something about the aboleths. Okay, and things came from a vortex. Somehow it's connected with the Brightworld Company, but the Brightworld Company is working with things they don't understand.
No.
And somehow
The aboleths archetype like built the Brightworld Company and are using it as their sort of.
whoa. He said the Brightworld Company is using what they architect. So it could be an item, it could be a plan of some sort. We don't know if they built the company.
This is true. We do not know.
And the vortex is somehow connected to the Order of the Ring?
Though I believe it sounded like the Order of the Ring is the organization that the Aboleths are actually a part of. They're actually responsible, while the Brightworld Company is kind of more of a patsy.
Also been happening
Well-
for eons. This plan has been in motion for eons.
Yes.
That last bit, though, the merfolk provoked the gods. I don't know how they could have done that. But obviously he seems pretty convinced about that. Mr. I outlive everything, I know everything. I can't help but believe he's right in some way, but I
Can I roll history on Order of the Ring?
see how.
Yeah, you totally can.
Okay.
One thing I'll give you for free is that it's actually the Order of the Exalted Ring, but I wasn't expecting to have to reveal more information to you because I didn't think you were going to provoke Kiven. So I spoke a little too quickly. It's actually the Order of the Exalted Ring.
Okay. I got a 13.
Okay. You know very little about the Order of the Exalted Ring. All you know about them is that they were a very secretive collective of wizards who were basically studying and pushing the boundaries of magic, and they had established their base of operations, it was said, at the highest altitude reachable in the world. But you aren't particularly sure where that would be or anything like that. But that's like what you know about them. They're like a very secretive order of basically magi.
Hey guys, I think I read briefly about them in a book. I had it back home. The Order of the Exalted
About
Ring.
the Exalted
Yeah.
Ring?
They were an order of wizards that were super secretive, and they were always trying to push the bounds of magic, I guess, via experimentation and whatnot. And they operated at the highest point reachable by any human. I don't know where that is or what that is, but
Highest point, as in elevation or metaphorically speaking?
like elevation.
Interesting.
So they're not dirt
No
folk,
offense,
then.
Soth. Don't you think it sounds kind of childish?
Oh man,
The story of secret wizards.
makes total
at
sense.
the highest point at the roof of the world, doing secret
Fox.
things. I mean, come on.
Fox, I appreciate your candor, but you know what else sounds childish? A massive forest snake that like trades in secrets and is older and more ancient than dragons. That seems like a little outlandish, just a little bit.
Also, man,
you know, little fairy tale-ish.
isn't avatars being captured completely childish and outlandish too?
You know, okay. You know what?
In many ways, we are
After-
living in the fairy tales that we grew up with. At this
After
moment.
reviewing our current past experiences, I have no room to stand on.
I feel like Jebediah Peppermint just had his Pirates of the Caribbean Davy Jones moment where he's like, "You best start believing in fairy tales." You're right, one. He like steps out and is a skeleton. Chat has redeemed suggest a complication. I'm waiting for them to suggest one. You guys can continue your conversation
So-
until chat has made their suggestion.
I'm just confused about that last bit, though. Like, the rest of it sounds lore-y enough, you know, prophecy enough that, who knows, right? Obviously, he's all-knowing, so I don't know how true that is, but
Hey,
I mean, he can't be
guessing
very
how he knew he
all-knowing.
lied.
He can't be all-knowing if he didn't know something that you told him.
True, but the guy knows when you lie, so I want to say whatever he
Yeah.
does know, he probably is pretty confident in that.
Yeah.
Josh,
Yes?
do we know about the Wishing Spring area part of the world? Has that been rumored or any stories about that?
It is a children's story.
Okay.
But you don't like you've heard the children's story, so you know the idea of the well that makes the wishes of good people come true.
Okay.
That's basically.
Speaking of fairy tales, it's a literal fairy
Yeah.
tale.
yeah, it's an
Like-
actual fairy tale.
All right, guys. This one's a little out there, but hear me out. I think maybe the merfolk found the wishing well of good people. They made a wish.
All right, when Jeb says his piece about the giant snake, a stalagmite falls from the roof and impales Hoof. I'm
Oh,
gonna
no!
roll damage to see if it kills Hoof or not. And impaled on the stalagmite are runes that are etched that say Monotikitia.
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
Okay, Hoof is not killed by this. The shoulder comes over and helps, like, basically yank the stalagmite out of Hoof. He, like, flops on his side and shoulder bumps the thing and pulls it out. But he's a bit of a mess. He's gonna need some rest before he keeps
It's not
traveling.
shoulder, it's ram and hoof.
Or yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Could I tend to his wounds?
Oh no!
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a medicine check.
And I'm not gonna do this, but I will roll a medicine check.
Okay.
Are we sure we found like a
18.
good spot? Should we move the people? Should we move the rotate inside somewhere and not outside with the stalagmites, stalactites?
I mean,
things on the roof.
they're gonna be really smelly, man.
Well, we could put them in a separate room, right? I mean, y'all are perfectly fine with just moving all of this.
If it avoids further damage to our, to Ram and Hoof, I am not opposed to it.
I'm just tired, but okay. I'll go outside and I'll go in, make another one, but like into the cliff face. There will be no roof to crash things to.
Great.
Crash things to.
Well, that was a freak accident. That
That was pretty
seemed
crazy.
random. Yeah.
What a complication. Hey, Sir T-Sav with the raid. Welcome in, everybody.
Let's go.
Yo.
Let's go.
And I am Ghost. Welcome, everybody. We are just discussing the things we've learned, the morals of our story.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Guys, look at this stalagmite, man. Look at this. And then I'm just gonna bring it over with the rune showing. What do you think it means?
What?
What language is that?
No language I've seen, man.
Alan, do you know this language?
I do not. I do not know Runic, and even if I did, it seems to be a form that I have never seen before.
Does it look
How do you
familiar
think
to
to
me,
pronounce
DM?
it?
Um,
I'm gonna go with
Hang on.
most likely not.
no other than like the words monotikitia.
I don't know. It looks like just a special kind of tea.
Special
I don't know,
kind of
Jeb.
tea.
You're the cave guy. Does this mean anything to you?
I mean,
Matt just
I don't
got
know.
healed by healing word
Let's
Nice.
in
go.
the chat.
Hook could really use that.
Poggers!
No, Green Day Packers.
I'm gonna put
that's
that
what
on the
is.
Packers report.
Yep.
I'm gonna put that on the Packers report.
But yeah, I got an 18 on the medicine check, by the way.
You are able to stabilize your friend Hoof and get him mended. You don't like fully heal him.
Yeah.
I think Mono is Zoth, and Tiki is Fox, and Tia. That's you, Alan.
What about you,
Mono,
Jeb?
Tiki, Tia.
Aw.
I am the space in between.
Don't you think
So you're the
that's
stalactite?
a little odd that words meaning us would impale?
I'm joking, man. I have no, like, do you really think? I have no idea. I have absolutely no. A rock just fell through the roof and hit our animal in the shoulder.
Jeb,
And-
sorry, I was teasing you, Jeb. I know.
And there
I know
are
none of us
words
know.
on the ancient stalactite. I have no idea.
At that
I know
moment,
none of us know.
at that moment,
No.
Not again.
something walks in to your campsite. Two of the twig-like creatures that escorted you. Thank you, chat, for having me roll tension and causing a complication to arise in our story. Is two creatures, these twig-like creatures. They're actually called twig blights. I'll tell you that. They walk into the cave area, and
They're at the doorway, right?
yeah, they're at the doorway. They're about to walk into your little hovel.
Aren't those the guys who just escorted us out?
We
yes,
failed to remember
hello,
one
what-
statement at the beginning. The Kyvan's
The
mentioned.
first one picks up a giant boulder in its hand and just flings it straight at Fox.
I do not believe we violated the terms of our agreement whatsoever.
And neither did he.
What-
the
what
first
is this
thing he
for?
said was the secrets will buy us time, a head start.
That's gonna be a disadvantage because we're in a tiny little, like a small little hovel, right?
Yeah, they rolled a 19 and an 18.
Oof.
Dang. Tough.
That's an 18 to hit Fox with a boulder.
That's no. I don't like that.
That's
Make it
no.
go
Make
away.
the boulder go away.
9 points of damage as the boulder slams into you. You all have 60 seconds to talk tactics if you want.
Alan
done.
was gonna
So
rage and
wait.
just freaking murk these guys with his greatsword.
I got a mechanics question.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a kind of pause because this is referring
Go
to
ahead.
something else. So I got the healing word, but as at full health, I've now been
You
damaged.
can use it now.
Okay, and healing word's a D4?
D4 plus 1.
Okay.
Chat spent some healing magic on you.
Dankeschön. All right, back to 60 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's what Alan's doing.
They're made of wood, right?
Yes.
Jeb, can you light this torch?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that, but
I'm not dying in a hole.
no.
10
they
seconds.
Zoth is gonna wait till the end.
I mean,
All right, we're good.
yeah.
Three.
I mean, there's
I'm
nothing
ready when
left
you
to-
are too.
Yeah.
1.
I'm gonna
Fox, you got
destroy
10
these
seconds.
jokers.
What are you doing?
All right, I'm assuming Jeb has lit my torch.
Yes, he has.
He just
I
holds
will-
out his blunderbuss like a cigarette lighter. It's just like,
Thanks. Run forward with the torch, and I'm just gonna like try to shove it into their chest or somewhere where I can like physically fit the torch.
Okay,
Because you got to get that fire in there.
great. So you just rush up there and attack it. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Ooh, ooh, ooh! That's a 17. Ooh, ooh. Let's go.
That's 17's gonna do the trick. Go ahead and roll a d6 and damage for me. I'm gonna have Jebediah Peppermint roll percentile, Owlin roll percentile. If Jeb rolls under what Owlin rolls, it catches fire.
All right, I rolled a 5 damage.
Okay, so 5 damage just from impaling it with basically a wooden stake that is on fire.
67.
Owlin?
I got a 7.
All right, so it does
Just a
not
straight 7.
Yeah, so it does not catch fire.
Sorry.
But you still have impaled it, and the torch is in there, so it'll get another shot next round. Jebediah, 10 seconds. What you doing?
I'm sick of your BS superiority. And I'm going to say, all right, Grandpa, this one's on you. And I'm going to cast Hand of Coal.
Okay.
And I do a little spin with the blunderbuss, shove it down into the ground, and just with this thunderous crack, and this massive hand of stone just reaches up out of the ground and crushes the one of the twig blights.
Are you
It
attacking
needs
the
to
one
to
that-
make a strength save.
the one Fox impaled or the other one?
The other one.
Strength save. It rolled an 8.
It fails and takes 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
It snaps.
And it is restrained.
it snaps.
He
Just
gone.
splinters as you snap it in this cold grip. Alan Woodrear, your turn.
Alan, even though it seems unnecessary now, Alan is gonna bonus action rage, run up to the one that that Fox stabbed with a torch, and smack it with his greatsword.
Describe the killing blow to me.
Oh well, can I first roll damage just to see how much it might do?
Sure.
In just
to
to
know.
go.
Jake wants to roll.
It would have been 16 damage. Yes. Anyway, Alan will is the torch embedded in the body of the?
Yeah, the torch is still embedded and on fire.
Okay, sweet. Alan is going to slice the legs clean through so that its torso is now on the ground.
Yeah.
And then immediately turn the sword back around and slice the head off. And then
Nice.
the torso is still laying on the ground with a torch
The
in it on
torso
fire.
catches fire and just
Yeah.
smolders on the ground.
Whoa, wait. All right, pile it up. We got a campfire going.
Yes, this is actually a perfect fire.
The hand, the stone hand, reaches over and grabs the other body, and it starts to go out the door, and Jeb's just following after it.
Okay.
He's got both of them in the hand, and he was walking behind it.
You go out in the door. You don't see anything out there.
Do you guys think
He
Kiven
just
will be mad if they
throws
don't
it
return?
as far as he can, and
Okay.
says, "Take your crap with you."
You're in a
Just
cavern,
yells that out
so
in the forest.
the whole way across the cavern is 40 or 50 feet. So you just throw them 40 or 50 feet, and they just
Yep.
splinter on the other wall, just splintered, and they fall to the ground.
But we still have that
And-
campfire though, right?
Yes.
So he yells out, My name is Jebediah Peppermint, and I'm responsible for my daughter's death. Are you happy?
There's no sound, just silence echoes
gonna-
back to you.
Walk up slowly and put a hand on Jeb's shoulder.
Jeb shrugs it off. And he goes in the other hut, the one that is not in the cliffside. And he starts repairing the hole in the roof.
Owlin is going to stay where he's at. right
I'm
now.
gonna give Jeb
Yeah,
space.
Zoth.
He needs space
Zoth will
right
just
now.
stay with Fox and Ellen.
I'm gonna sit outside. Let Jeb do what Jeb do. But I'm gonna be right outside in case he needs to talk.
Yeah, the Myconid walks slowly up next to you, puts a hand on your shin, which is about as high as he can reach because he's a little mushroom dude. He looks up at you, and his eyes are still glowing yellow like they were before, even though he's back to his normal mushroom size.
Who is he?
And
Who
he-
is he talking? Who is he talking to right now?
He's just looking reassuringly at Fox, and then he slowly walks into the room with Jebediah, and he doesn't say anything to you, Jeb. He just sits down cross-legged on kind of up against a wall and looks at you. And a single golden spore floats between you, but it doesn't come over to you. It's just floating there in midair.
Jeb rolls his bedroll out on the ground and just turns his back to him and goes to sleep.
Fox, looking through the door, you can see slowly walk over and just pick up the spore, and it kind of absorbs back into him, and his eyes go dim again. Comes back out and sits with you at the door.
With who?
With Fox.
With
At the
Fox.
door. Just right
Thanks
outside
for
the door.
trying.
Oh.
Thanks for trying. Yeah.
Yeah, just nods. Also, Chad has cast Cure Wounds on you, Jebediah Peppermint, for your broken heart.
Oh.
Hey, yeah. What was that all about earlier?
Yeah, looks up at you like he didn't expect to see you come over and join him. And he stands up, instead of giving you a spore to communicate, he stands up and motions that you should go further away from where Jeb is sleeping, and then walks over and puts up a couple of blue communication spores so you can telepathically speak.
Yeah. What was
Yes?
that about earlier with the plan? What'd you do? What happened?
I was using some of my nutrients to try and simulate sunlight for the plant. And it seems to have worked. I probably cannot always do it, but I experienced a very interesting surge of energy out of the plant, something that I was not expecting. And for a moment, it was similar to the rituals where one of us becomes a sovereign, which is a leader of a Myconid community. And I thought at first that I was being transformed into a sovereign, but it didn't make sense to me because a sovereign is ultimately connected to many others that are like me. And I didn't have any to be connected to, so I had not earned a sovereign's role in a community. So I said no, and it went away. But there is still a strange something left over from the experience, some kind of energy or ability or a power maybe, and I will have to experiment with it to see what it turns into.
That's cool, man. I think, well, one, you could consider us a community.
That's true.
You've done a lot
but
for us.
we do not connect the way that Myconids connect in a literal sense. There is a kind of trance that a Myconid community does, and it has never been demonstrated before among other races.
I see, man. All right, if you need help with your ability, I'm always here for you, man.
Thank you.
It's been a rough day.
Owlin, I think, maybe has already kind of gotten his stuff ready to go to sleep and is also gonna go to sleep.
I'm gonna go ahead. While everybody's getting ready for sleep, I'm just gonna jot something down on a piece of paper. And I'm gonna kind of leave it inside the room where it's noticeable, where Jeb's sleeping, and silently, quietly. And then make sure I sleep within line of sight of the door, but outside.
Zoth is gonna talk to Yev for a bit before he goes to sleep.
Yes?
Could you show or try and explain the trance stuff? You said next time we sit down for a camp.
Yes, I will try. My conids perform a ritual called a meld, in which we join our consciousness together. And we have a communal meditation where we experience the imagination of the group instead of just our own experiences. But we can have something similar without that connection with just our own subconscious and experience. And that's what I was doing in the morning.
Well, you and me could try that connection thing and share our consciousness.
Okay, let's give it a try. What I do when I have my meditation is I first generate one of these spores, and a single purple spore kind of floats out of his mushroom, and he holds it in his hand. And he says, and then I place it close to my heart, and I close my eyes, and I breathe very deeply, and I enter my trance. Do you have spores?
Do not have spores.
Try with one of mine.
Okay.
And he hands you the purple spore that he was holding, and then another one kind of floats up into the air and gently descends into his hand. And then he reaches out one hand towards you, says, we should try and use our hands.
Okay.
And he like grabs your hand, and then roll a nature check with disadvantage.
Okay. Here we go. Dice, don't fail me now. It's too important. Oh no. That's a natural one.
Ooh, roll again.
12, so it does not confirm.
Okay, so it doesn't work. Nothing. You don't really feel anything in particular. After about 5 minutes, the spore that's in your hand kind of dissolves, and looks up at you and shrugs and goes, "It was worth a try."
Do you think it's something that we could get better at? Or is this it?
We could try it again
Later.
in future times, but I don't know how it would work for someone who cannot generate their own spores. The spore is where we put our own imagination, and then when they join, everyone experiences each other's imagination.
Oh, I see.
It is a great way to transcend the sort of normal reality,
Well,
and honestly is a lot like vibing.
maybe if with enough practice, I could just put my experiences in a spore generated by you. Or like, can they come empty? Can you generate them without your stuff in them?
I do not know how, but I will see if I can learn.
Okay. I want to go on this journey with you, man.
This sounds like a fun journey.
Yeah. Next camp, we'll try again.
That sounds nice.
And then I will just sit there and meditate with him if he's going to trance.
Yeah, climbs back into his pot, sits there and trances.
I will meditate next to him.
Eventually, you hear like the little tiniest little like as he falls asleep.
I will fall asleep.
Okay. Is anybody else still awake? Is stuff happening? I'm hearing some typing from one half of the classroom, so I just want to start.
Yeah, I know I have a loud keyboard. I'm sorry. I'm just typing up that note for lore's sake.
Oh, I
that
see.
I mentioned, but
Got it.
otherwise I am going to bed, and should we decide to share that note, but chat will have to wait to see.
Aww.
Jeb, are you doing anything else, or are you just going to sleep for the night?
Just, yeah, trying to go to sleep and
Your microphone, I think.
trying not to. Oh, trying to go to sleep and trying not to cry.
Got it.
I want to give Jib
And
a
on
hug.
that note, tonight's Dungeons and Dragons session comes to an end.
Woo!
Thank you, chat, for hanging out with us. Thank you for interacting. We ended on some deep feelsy notes here. It's getting me. But I do want to let you know about a couple things before we end the stream for the night. The first one is that this Wednesday, Wing Badger Gaming will be live again. Our last FPS stream before the Halo Invitational. Next week, March 2nd, Invitational. We want you there. Team Matt and Team Jake are battling, and the losing team captain has to eat trash tier pizza. It's going to be a time. It's going to be great. Also, shout out to...
I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for you that you think that you won't.
Before this devolves too far, I want to shout out Wash Brunello, excellent role player, collaborator, friend of the channel. Wash, when will you be live next? What can we see you doing?
Tomorrow from 9 to 11 and Saturday from 9 to 11. And we're going to be painting some more D&Ds. D&Ds. We're going to be painting all the D&Ds, guys. Just in case you're wondering where D&Ds come from, I paint them and I send them out into the ether, and that's how they get to everybody. So if you want to see where it all happens and where it all comes from, come hang out tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We're going to be painting some bullywugs and finishing up those little frog dudes. It's going to be super fun.
Sounds amazing. I also want to shout out you, chat. Thank you, T-Sav, for the raid. Thank you, 1d10 force damage for the resub, F-Skater for the resub. We appreciate you all so much. We make interactive content for you, so we are really excited to see you all interacting. Grubbug and T-Sav and I am Ghost, whose name I said for the right way for once. And we just appreciate you all so much. And in case any of you are new to the channel, before we end the stream here, I'm going to leave you with our intro, because I'm really proud of it. I think it's cool, and I think you're going to enjoy watching it. So yeah, we're going to use the intro as an outro. Ooh. So enjoy this, and then from all of us here at Wing Badger Gaming, GG's and GN.
s1e20, Gronteus,
Okay.
Kotix, Awara. Long ago, the four ancients created a world in harmony. Then, everything changed when the chat emped magic. Only Kelnor, master of good vibes, could stop them, but when the world needed him most, he vanished. 2 years have passed, and 4 adventurers have discovered a conspiracy, a company selling magic. And although their roleplay is great, they have a lot of XP to earn before they're ready to save anyone. But I believe they can save the world.
Woo!